And we're off. What's up, everybody? How are you doing? It's currently 11:04 p.m. East Coast time here on the 18th of January, 2025. My name is Luke Thomas. This is our official UFC 311 watch-along, and then we're going to go right into the post-fight show once the fights are over. This is what's going to happen. We're going to watch Jiri Prochazka fight Jamal Hill. Then we're going to watch Umar Nurmagomedov fight Merab Dvalishvili. And then we're going to watch Islam Makhachev fight Renato Moicano, and then we're going to do a post-fight show breaking down everything from tonight. Thumbs up if you're watching here on YouTube, if you'd be so kind. Subscribe if you haven't. You can become a member. There's tons of fun things you can do with that, including great benefits for the live chat as well as other things as well. And if you want to get in a comment, a question, a smart-ass remark, fire it into the super chat if you'd be so kind. We have things to do, boys and girls. So without further ado, let's get this party started, shall we? If you are asking, hey, Luke, are you watching both UFC 311 as well as the Washington Commanders versus the Detroit Lions? The answer is, you bet your ass I'm watching both. Now, for the purposes of this live stream, I will, of course, have to focus on UFC 311. Oh, please don't mess up the onside kick. Jesus Christ. No, we got it. 4:57 on the clock for Commanders and Lions, and they had an onside kick. The Lions just hit a field goal. Jesus Christ. Is that Ertz who bumbled it? Oh, he got it. Fucking hell. I was about to lose my mind. I cannot believe what has happened this season. I cannot believe what has happened in this game. I cannot believe what has happened with this franchise. None of it seems real to me. And I don't know how to process what I'm feeling. If I could just be honest with you, I don't know how to process what I'm feeling. 1st and 10 from what, the 40? Oh, my God. But all right, here comes Jiri Prochazka. Looking a little slender, maybe. Nothing too bad, nothing too much. Bowing, looking around the octagon. All right. Doing his bit here. Let's set this up, make sure it's working. Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, there you go. Look at that face-off. Hey, look at that face-off. I can't show it to you just yet. Look real quick. Whoop, there it is. See that? That's fun. Nice face-off. Oh! Boy, they got real close. Mike Beltran's going to have to back him up. Yeah, there you go. Athletic Commission's going to make him back up. They're going to make him start from these outside positions. JP says, how about them Commanders? Left hand up. I cannot believe what I have seen. Rossi says, I love you. Well, thank you, Rossi. I love you too, I suppose. Carl says, on Merab versus Aldo, as I remember, Merab did a lot of wrestling and stalling against the cage, really frustrating Aldo's rhythm and not giving him time to breathe. Could this strategy work against Umar? It is possible. I think it's a little unlikely, but I think Umar is going to be a little bit more careful about where he is. But I think some fence wrestling is going to be inevitable in that fight. I mean, it's going to be very hard to get through a 5-round fight with Merab, and you're not fence wrestling because that's good luck. And then here's Alex. Gummies and vapes locked and loaded. The donk stream begins. Yes, indeed. Commanders playing with that big old swanging dick energy. Yes, they're going to run this ball. Holy shit. All right, here comes Buff. By the way, the Intuit Dome tonight, I think looks awesome. I mean, nothing groundbreaking or it's like, I mean, they're not trying to put it on par with the Sphere, but I feel like that place looks cool on TV. I feel like the center, whatever that area, the video screens that kind of run 360, incredible, like the Jumbotron, whatever the proper nomenclature is for that. Incredible. So I've actually been, the show's been a little so-so, but it's picking up now, obviously. We'll talk about what happened with Kevin Holland, too. I don't know what that was. All right, here comes Jiri. Jiri, lot less. Dude, he is fucking jacked. Damn. My man is jacked. Yep, doing all that kung fu shit. Oh my God, Zach Ertz just caught a huge first down. Or no, Bates, excuse me. Oh my God. All right, we got to put that out of my mind. Here we go. Let's get this going. Yeah, mine's a little quick. Okay. Jiri comes out pressuring a little bit. Now he's trying to take an outside angle. Okay, so Hill switches, and Hill's going to move to center a little bit here. Yep. I think both guys are going to take their time, and it's going to heat up. And then once it heats up, it's just going to turn to a brawl. And I suspect that Hill is going to be able to land on Jiri at some point and hurt him, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. Oh, good timing on that right hand by Jiri. That was good. Fat. Oh, what a dip down, then came over the top with the left. That was, dude, Jiri's looking sharp. Jiri's looking sharp. Hill looking a little slow. Oh, good knee by Hill. They exchange in the clinch. Someone get hit in the balls? No. Okay. All right, we're good. Ooh, Jiri came in with a jab, and Hill nearly came over the top with the right hand. Looks like Hill might be. No, sorry. Ooh, nice jab from Hill. Hill putting some kind of pressure on Jiri, doing these blitzes off the right hand. He's doing delayed timing on them and then blitzing afterwards. That's slick. Yep, did it again. Looking down, coming up top. Not a blitz on that one, but misdirection just the same. Hill is waiting on Prochazka. He's waiting for him to go so he can counter. Doesn't want to go first. I mean, he goes first a little bit, but it looks like he's waiting on a big opportunity. Yep. He's trying to let. Oh, big uppercut drops Hill. Big uppercut drops Hill. Big uppercut drops Hill. There's 2 minutes left. Is Hill going to stand? Hill stands. Let's see how good he is. It looks like he's. You know what? There's a speed difference between them. Prochazka much quicker. That was a they're exchanging. They're exchanging. Ooh. Both guys getting through here. I think Hill is still hurt. He's landing on. That's what I mean, dude. You're gonna land on. Although I thought it'd be Hill who did the dropping first. Better break that clinch. Prochazka dropped him first. Now they're trading. I will say I thought it was gonna heat up and then turn to a brawl. Here we are. Oh, both guys are overcommitting positionally and just waiting to be countered. Oh. Did Zane Gonzalez just miss a fucking field goal? Oh, dude, Jiri's on him. Now, these knees to the body from Hill are nice, but Jiri's on him. Minute left. Good right hand from Hill. Oh, Oh, dude, some of these shots from Hill are just missing. Just missing, and they're big. Hill breathing pretty heavily, by the way, and looking worse for wear. Jiri looking pretty fresh, if I do say so myself. This is a little bit better from him. Actually, it's a lot better from him, I think. I'm still trying to process what we're looking at here. Yeah, it looks like Hill's left eye. Oh, yeah, Hill's left eye is fucked up. Super fucked up. Oh, nice jab from Jiri. Great first round. Great first round. That's a Prochazka round, no question about it. Dropped him. I think did more damage overall. That left eye of Hill is looking rough. They put some end swell on that thing. There it is. All right, you got a good cut man there. Excellent job. Excellent job. Yeah, that's a Prochazka round, if I do say so myself. I thought that Hill did a good job to withstand getting dropped. He definitely had some good knees to the body. There was some good counter punching, but that speed, the explosion, the misdirection from Jiri. Let's see what dropped him. Faked like he was going to go low. Yeah, boom, came up high. It was the one he was trying earlier in the round. That thing is money. That's great from Jiri. That was money. Boom. Fucking crushed him. Great shot. All right, Beltran puts them back in their corner. Here we go. Round two. This one should be better timed. Hill and southpaw, kind of moving to the outside. Of the two, I'm going to say Jiri definitely looks fresher. Little marked up, not bad. Oof. Are the fucking Commanders about to win? Are the motherfucking Commanders about to fucking win? Okay, kind of a quiet opening first minute of round two. Not a lot happening here. A lot of pawing with the jab. I think both guys trying to get a reaction out of the other guy. Yep, and you could see Hill waited for Prochazka to spin and then retreat and then followed. Here comes Prochazka with a jumping knee, almost landed. Holy fuck. This fight is an interesting test case for Prochazka because the reality of Jiri is he's obviously very athletic and he's pretty good. Oh, fuck. It's going to mess up my round timer. Sorry, guys. I'm going to have to lose the round timer. I need a better round timer than the one that I've got, which is not a great one, clearly. There's an eye poke, which stopped at 345. This is an interesting fight for Hill because Jiri is athletic and explosive and dangerous. But if you're a really clever, and obviously not everyone can be Poatan, but if you're a clever, precise striker in the way that he is, it's a pretty doable fight, right? You saw what happened in the first and then obviously more importantly in the second fight. Hill fancies himself as somebody along that line. Here we go. And start again, 345. Hill fancies himself somebody like that who can do that kind of thing to inferior opposition, in his mind anyway. This is that fight if he wants to prove he is that guy. Jiri doing a good job at standing at range for the most part. Like this fight has been commanded largely at Prochazka's preferred ranges. I have to say, man, the speed difference, I did not anticipate it being that stark. It is stark. Oh, Jiri doing a good job taking that outside angle that Poatan took on Roundtree in round 4. Maybe round 3, whatever it was. Man, I got to say, Hill looks better. Better in the pocket. The left hand lands for Hill. Man, now Hill's starting to be the one to walk into stuff. Oh, and now Prochazka gets poked in the eye. Time to 240. Ooh. Prochazka's taking his time here. Yeah, he's rubbing it out. Rubbing it out. No, did he? Let's see if it goes in. Oh, oh yeah. Oh yeah, that went in. Yep, that went in like a son of a bitch. There's Jared Goff with the first down. Fuck me, bro. And he goes out of bounds too. Dude, they're gonna score again and then do another fucking onside kick. All right, we're still waiting on Jiri to recover here. Elapsed time on just this timeout is about a minute. Oh, he's taking a towel now. Dude, do not. I really don't want this fight to be stopped on this bullshit. Fuck, dude. He looks like he's in pain. It's going to give Hill a lot of time to recover, man. Oh, they're going to bring the doctors in. Fuck, dude. Please don't stop this fight like this. .145 has elapsed. You can hear the doctors conferring with one another. I think they're going to let it go. Can you see? Can you see? Are you sure? Okay. They didn't even check him. Did you see that? Can you see? Can you see? Are you sure? Okay, have a good fight. Sweet. All right. All right. We're at 2. Let's see. 2 minutes elapsed. Okay. Beltran, giving him a warning. I appreciate that. Very good. Now fucking enforce it, Mike. All right. Time on. 238, 237, 236. Hill pursuing. Look, Hill looks like he recovered a bit. Got a real good break there. And you're like, oh, overhand misses for Hill. Dude, Hill is still getting caught with these lancing blitzes, man. Oh, dude, Jiri timing Hill coming in and cracks him with a right hand. Brilliant. Good right hand by Hill. Hill's still in this, man. Hill doing a decent job getting that left high kick up there, trying to keep that hand of Jiri holstered or make him pay if he doesn't want to keep it holstered. That's pretty good. Still getting hit with a lot, though. Oh, some decent shots from Hill in the clinch. Yeah, when Hill can put this in boxing range and he's not chasing position where Jiri is planted and trying to respond, Hill is having great success. It's when he's trying to chase him down like this, he's constantly getting countered. Oh, nice knee to the body from Hill. Dog, are the motherfucking Commanders going to go to the fucking Super Bowl? Oof. Nice shot to the body from Hill. Hill having a bit of a better end to this round. Granted, my man's getting over an eye poke. I understand. Believe me, I didn't. Oh, God, dude, Jiri is walking this guy into traps over and over and over again. Dude, are the fucking Commanders... Bro, are the fucking Commanders about to go to the... I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. This is hard for me. Oh, Hill chasing him down now a bit. Hill working to clinch a little bit now. Decent round two. Actually, good round two, I would say. Real fun round two. Better, much better for Hill. Still not sure he won it, but better round for sure. Meanwhile, dude, are the motherfucking Commanders about to do this shit? Are you kidding me? On the road in Detroit? Dude. Mia Moore. They won. Dude, they're going to the fucking NFC Championship. Are you shitting me? Oh my God. On the road in Detroit, dude. On the road in Detroit. With a rookie quarterback. That's the best rookie quarterback ever. Fuck what you heard. Jaden Daniels, number 5. That's the best rookie quarterback ever. I don't give a fuck about Ben Roethlisberger's rookie season. I don't give a fuck about Tua. I don't give a fuck about Peyton Manning. Jaden Daniels, best rookie quarterback in NFL history. Fuck what you heard. Here we go. Round 3. All right, they dap up. Feels to me like this is Jiri's fight to lose, but it could be one apiece. I got to say, Hill, I think, really benefited from the recovery that came from that eye poke break. He looks much, much better. And looks like he can see things a little bit better. Oh, just as I say that, he runs right into a punch. He keeps running into punches, bro. He's been running into punches this whole fight. He's going to try and fight. Dude, I'll give Hill credit. Dude, he fights in these clinches. Don't think he doesn't. He fights. Tough bastard. Tough bastard, Jamahal Hill. He keeps running into that right hand. He keeps running or getting caught flat-footed with it. Either way. Jiri looks a little winded, but still pretty good. Ooh, good left hook from Jiri. I don't know if Hill thinks I don't know what Hill thinks about the scoring, but it doesn't look to me like he's got a huge amount of urgency, and I kind of think he needs that. And I don't mean just walking into the problem. That ain't going to solve anything. But I mean setting it up and being like, acting on more offensive urgency. Good left hand from Hill. Ooh, Jiri fires back. Good shot to the body from Hill. Dude, Hill with these collar ties is good. Oh, brilliant from Jiri. He gets Hill reaching. Hill's getting bombed on. He gets dropped. Hill's trying to stand. Let's see if he can stand. He does. Wow, dude, Hill's tough as shit. Dude, and his face is a mess. Dude, they're swinging. Hill is down again. He turns his back. He's trying to stand. Let's see if he does it. He might get finished here. Yeah, he does. Jiri Prochazka got him. Phenomenal job by him. Phenomenal job. Jiri wins. TKO in the 3rd. Fantastic by him. I haven't seen the numbers yet. Obviously, I'm processing this like you guys are. Looked to me like he got hit a lot less in this fight per capita. I need to see the numbers to verify that, but that's all I really want. People are like, oh, you want to change his style? I don't want to change his style. You cannot change his style. You change his style, you make him somebody different, you make him somebody worse. No, that doesn't mean he can't have better defense. And I think in this fight, you saw more intentional offense, and I think overall some better defense as well. Good performance by him overall. Good performance by him. Hill, I think, showed a lot of grit. Hill, I think, showed a lot of let's see these highlights. Oh, he was completely turned around. He gets laced with the left hand, and then boom, crushed him with the right. Yeah, that's a nice combo from Jiri. That's a nice combo. That's a really nice combo. Pull counter, boom, pull. That's a pull 2 counter, and then finish. Dude, this is great. That's a great pull. Come around with the hook. That's primo. That's nice work. That's real nice work. That's good stuff. Great job by Jiri. Cleaned up a lot, I think. Made the offense more intentional, made the defense more present and visible. Dude, I cannot believe the fucking Commanders just won. I got my phone is blowing up from people. All right, there's Jiri celebrating, still breathing through his nose, by the way. Pretty impressive. .301 of round 3. Let's hear what Jiri has to say. Let's hear what he has to say. Good fight. Good fight. Good fight. I really hope that Jamal just gives him credit and then they just leave it at that. Okay. Here's Jiri with Joe Rogan. Yeah. Yeah, he goes, I wanted to have more hands up, so I hope it worked. It worked, bud. It worked. It worked. Yeah, Joe's like, what did you do differently? He's like, I think you saw it. Yeah, I did see it. Dude, using his athleticism smartly, right? He was the better athlete of the two, and you saw that with selling the fakes, selling the feints, and then going on the timing, like the timing required to fake and then go and then reach the destination. Dude, he did great. This was a great performance by. It's one of my favorite. This might be my favorite Jiri performance. Yeah, okay. There's other ones where he does more flashy shit, like the knockout of Cruz, where he's whipping back into it and everything. Fine, but like in terms of intentionally good offense against a credible challenger, and like listening to the feedback from defeats, that's all I want. This to me, this is great. Boom! That right hook. Joe. Where do you go from here? He wants a third fight with Poatan. There he is. Shama. That's awesome. Bro, that Intuit Dome with like the lighting in the background with the dots. Looks pretty cool. There's the woman who has cancer, I should say, who was shouted out by him. That's cool. All right, there's Jiri Prochazka. Well done, Jiri. Well done. All right, let's see what we got. Oh, yeah, we did this one already. What time do you think the UFC is going to be over with all these first-round stoppages? Well, that was third. I'm going to say that this one's going to be over what it usually is over, like 1:30-ish, 2-ish, something like that. Look at this. RG just gifting memberships like a mensch. Thank you, my friend. There's Marshawn Lynch. Probably not sober. What's up, my friend? Welcome to the party. Raphael says, I'm not gay, but does Jiri make your blood concentrate in a certain area? No, that would be you, sir. But that's okay. I don't judge you for it. Tim says, greetings from Christchurch, New Zealand. Hooker versus Gaethje just announced for 313. Was it? I missed it. Thoughts on the matchup? That's a brilliant matchup, and that's going to be really, really tough. Oh, there he is. Chandler's there. Title shot for the winner. Love your work. If it's Hooker, almost, well, yeah, probably. But it's hard to know where Armin fits in with all of this right now, too. Okay. I mean, there's that. Zenpai says, this looks like a prison fight. It looked a little better than that, but it was brutal. It was brutal. There he is, gifting 10 memberships like a mensch. Danny on the gas. Don't mind the timer if you just occasionally call out the time so we can sync up. Yeah, I'm doing my best on that one, but thank you. What's up, my friend? Commanders, bitches. Can you believe? Daniels is a stud. Congrats to your Commanders. Yes, he is. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for being a member. Yeah, well, there's that name too. Carl, by the way, Poetan just tweeted, see you soon, Uncle Live. Okay, good. Good, man. I mean, just let's get that fight done so then we can, if you want to make other plans, we can make other plans after that. But we got to get that one done first. And, maybe Uncle Live wins too. Michigan taking L's tonight. I got nothing against Michigan, but, what can I say? Hill versus Khalil next. Ooh. That's a good fight. I like that fight. That's a great fight. We'll talk about that in the post-fight show. That's a fun fight you could do, for sure. Mm-hmm. OG McGee says, is it me or did Yuri's defense look improved? No, it looked definitely improved. Still took a little bit more than you would have liked, obviously. It's going to take time. It's not going to just be like one day where all of a sudden your defense is better, but it looked – the reason why is because it looked like it mattered more to him, right? It mattered more to him. Ray. He stood taller, checked leg kicks, and then slipped and countered on top of it. Jiri versus Jan next. I don't know what they want to do with Jan. I don't know what they want to do with him, but I would be. Yeah, you could do that. I mean, Poetan Ankalaev, yeah, you could do that. Mm-hmm. Put some respect on Yuri's name. I like how the guy admitted he had to make the very changes that I said he also had to make. And then people are like, yo, put respect on him. Put respect on my motherfucking name for being the guy who was like, yeah, he's obviously athletic and talented, but he fights well below his actual ability. Oh, he actually listened to that and got better. So what you can say is put some respect on my fucking name for correctly diagnosing the problem. How about that? There you go. Enjoy. Brandon says, Yuri's out here looking like a juggernaut. Dominic Cruz, a little bit. Gigi, your favorite fighter's favorite fighter, Jiri. That's some truth to that, for sure. Darian says, good for Jiri. His defensive prowess was a lot more prevalent tonight. Agreed. Hill looked slow and sloppy and out of shape tonight. I don't think he looked out of shape, but he did look slow. I can appreciate his toughness, but he needs to go do some soul searching. Like I said, I don't think he looked a little sloppy, yes. Out of shape, no. Slow, yes. I can appreciate his toughness, but he needs to do some soul searching. I just think he needs to work on other parts of his game. That's it. Gabriel says, cheers, Luke. Great fights. Thank you, Gabriel, for being here, and I appreciate you. Michael says, I'm a member. Why do I still have to pay? You don't for the live chat, but this is not the live chat. Sean says, how sad are you? TikTok is gone. I don't know if that's going to be permanent. Like, I don't want to lose TikTok because I don't want to live in a world where only Elon and Mark Zuckerberg have popular social media platforms, but looks like Trump, it might even give it a 90-day reprieve, and maybe they don't even enforce it. Like, let's see. Let's see what actually. I know it's gone now, but let's see if it stays gone. I'm less convinced that is true. What's up, Rossi? Thank you, my friend. Ray. Ankh versus Pereira is headlining 313, by the way. Going to be great. Long overdue. Going to be great. Can't wait. All right. Let's see what we got. Thoughts on the announced fights. I'll have to do a separate video really reacting to it. So it was Ankalaev taking on Poatan. And the other one was, what was the other one for 313? Let's see. I can't even celebrate on the air how I actually feel. Oh, and Justin Gaethje, Dan Hooker. That's a great 1-2 punch. That's a great 1-2 punch for sure. I'd give that one 8 out of 10. You got one of the biggest stars in the sport in the number one contender fight. That's great. You got two old dogs who are like kind of in title territory. Oh, by the way, hold on. This is the card for UFC 312, which will be February 8th. Duplessis Strickland, Zhang Weili, Tatiana Suarez, and there you go. I'm going to pull out when they start moving around. But I love both of those fights. Again, I want to give a bigger reaction when I have an opportunity, but love that main event and like the co-main a lot is what I would say. Thank you, Joel. This gentleman says, I'm watching this people at their movies, dope atmosphere, cheering during the exchanges made that fight. And you're watching this at the movies, yeah. Better than being at a bar. Yeah. I've done it before too. Like watching the fights at a movie theater, it can be pretty cool. Could you crop the UFC broadcast time clock? Not for this broadcast. Yo, look at this. With the screen. Look. That's crazy. They've got like a graphics package for Islam. Why are we doing the Islam package? He's not fighting next. Why we got to do the co-main? I mean, this is cool. Super cool, actually. Bro, look at this. This is nuts. That's awesome. That's cool. And then putting the smoke down. I don't know how people feel about the smoke, but it's cool. That's super cool. Let's get back to some of these questions while we have the time. Eagles fan here. Hopefully they take care of the Rams tomorrow, and what an NFC championship game that will be. Yeah. You know, I can't believe we're this far along. I can't believe it. I absolutely cannot fucking believe it. I cannot believe it. Eric says, I bought some Jose Cuervo Cristalino for tonight. Dude, I had 2 of those shots. I thought they were, no, I only had 1. But I thought it was fantastic. Really good. I'm not a tequila expert by any stretch, but Tim says, unsure if you remember, I'm the one who supercharged during my NZDF basic training. Do you have a infantry corps training in the U.S.? Mine was 3 months. Yeah. So there's MCT, which is for people who are pogues, basically, which I'm not even saying the pejorative way. And then there's infantry basic, ITB. And that one is, I'm not even sure how long that one is anymore, but that's longer than 3 months. I think it's closer to like 6 to 9. It's a while. Thoughts on Talbot getting worked? We'll talk about it. Hav says, screw the rest of the MAGA shrimp brain fight experts who blackballed you. You're the best man. Who are the MAGA shrimp brain fight experts who blackballed me? Who would that be? Jack says, Trump ceasefire. Am I right? I don't know. Did they make it official? Is all the news breaking tonight on? I mean, they announced it. I know it's supposed to go into effect or whatever. Here we go. Can you announce STE Finn is shit at darts? I guess I just did. JR says, if Merab wins, does he cement himself as the best bantamweight of all time? I don't think so. I think Merab's going to have several title defenses before we're even having that conversation. Jamahal Hill with the double knee wraps knew he was cooked from the jump. He was good for a little. He's tough. You can't say he's not tough. He's tough as shit. Joel says, meant to say, please beat the Eagles at all costs. $5 charge for jumping the gun. Oh, I got you. No worries, bro. We're going to do our best. They are going to do their fucking best. I'm hoping to see more K-guard in MMA. Huge potential for defense, standing up and leg attacks. Works well with wrestling. Thoughts? Yeah, except you might get bombed on from there. Like, I think it can work from K-guard, but you have to move quickly. K-guard, for folks who don't know, like, I don't know exactly how to explain it, but you're basically next to a person. And it often works well when they don't have to be standing, but they have to have a knee up, basically. But basically, they have to be standing. Well, okay. It works best in these scenarios. You'll typically see it in these scenarios. Maybe that's the best way to put it. You will typically see it in that scenario. Maybe somebody's got K-guard varieties that, I'm not a K-guard expert by any stretch. But it requires, the person, well, more than a knee up. Yeah, K-guard wouldn't work unless they have their hip there. So, yeah, you kind of basically have to be in a standing position. I don't know. I think it can work if it's a quick guard. Rossi says, what team has let down their fan base more, Falcons or Commanders? I live in Marietta. I hate the Falcons. No, it's the Commanders. Falcons have been to the Super Bowl in my adulthood. Tim says, would you ever travel to New Zealand? I would love to fucking go to New Zealand. But thoughts on F1? I don't watch it. All right, so let's reset. Now we're getting ready for the co-main event. Your co-main event for UFC 311, Merab Dvalishvili. Yes, the V is pronounced like a W, apparently. I don't make these rules. That they're handed to me. I just obey them as best I can. Taking on Umar Nurmagomedov. Dude, they're doing the smoke thing a lot. It's cool. All right, they brought the lights down. Oh, they got this ice thing going. Dude, this is pretty cool. I got to say, I like this. Them putting a little graphics package effort into the whole thing. That's pretty cool. That's sick, actually. Steve Ballmer made a pretty fucking cool little arena there. This shit here, y'all seeing this? It's crazy. All right, here comes Umar. There he is. Popopka and all. Javier Mendez, hand on his heart. Khabib Nurmagomedov behind him. Cheers as he enters the arena. How are you guys feeling about this one? Any predictions for how this one goes? I've been pretty strong on the idea that Umar is overall too talented, but I suppose we'll see. Sean asks, I know you support Real, but do you follow any English teams? Not really. If you don't say Liverpool, I'm unfollowing. If I don't say Liverpool, okay, I won't say Liverpool. Daddy says UFC announced Fionn Davies and Adele Fiorino at the next UFC Fight Pass event. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. That's like a pound for pound kind of matchup. I think Adele just won ADCC if I'm not mistaken. Stu says, I am currently experiencing the dreaded MMA burnout, but had to jump in tonight. Killing it as per usual. Luke, love from Edinburgh. Dude, I got to go to Edinburgh. What's up, Scotland? Let's fucking go, Scotland. This gentleman says, I was playing with Dana at Red Rocks last weekend. We brought you up. Okay, I bet. This dude constantly gives me money and then does dick jokes. Okay. Michael says, Khabib going to have to sprint to the back after this fight. Dude, I've seen it before. Yeah, guys have to do main and co-main. as coaches. All right, here's Umar, third longest active win streak at bantamweight, highest significant strike accuracy in bantamweight history with 63.1%, and some other shit as well. All right. There he is. Umar is now in the octagon, and here comes more smoke from the ceiling. I feel like they're going to that gimmick a little too much. Oh, they got the drone cam. All right, Umar in the red shorts. Umar, only fighter in UFC history with 2+ decision wins while absorbing fewer than 5 significant strikes in each. Damn. Damn. Yeah. Just fucking running those guys over. Umar looks to be, no surprise, in incredible shape. Scratching his back on the octagon like a bear in the woods. Merab by forehead kiss, TKO 4th round. I would be surprised if Merab won by TKO. Anything's possible. MMA's crazy. MMA's crazy. But I think that among the range of likeliness, or likelihood, I should say, it's fairly low in terms of all the outcomes that could go. All right, here comes Merab. They got cool-ass graphics. Yeah, Rogan just said it's like a smaller version of the Sphere. Yeah, it is. It's cool, man. More of this stuff. More of the UFC pushing the envelope. More of them trying stuff. More of them being first. More of them taking pageantry, whatever that means to them, seriously. Like, just more. All right, who's Merab walking out with? It's going to be John Wood. Who else? There he is. All smiles. There's Ray Longo, John Wood. And then Aljo's in the back. I can't see who else is there. They're waving at somebody in the VIP area back there. All right, Merab just all smiles. Despite being like the most annoyed man in the world having to deal with Umar throughout the course of this. Like, does Moicano have a chance? Yes. Yes, just not a great one. Asthmatics in that arena must be pissed. Yeah, bro. JR says, if Merab wins, does Sarah Longo deserve more praise as far as talent acquisition? Yeah, and talent development. Both of them. 2E7N. Luke, have you been to LA? Yes, many times. Good area to stay in. I mean, I was always in work hotels. That's a better question for an LA native. Michael, just to support. You're the man, Luke. Thanks for being real. Yeah, thank you guys for the support. I appreciate it. Team Merab, bracing for heartbreak. Yeah, I think it might be in store, but again, MMA's fucking surprising, and Merab is a tough customer no matter who you are. We'll see. I just feel like Umar's going to give him problems. But let's see. Let's see. Been wrong before. Tonight could be another one where I'm wrong again. All right, Merab is kissing up all the cornermen, telling them thanks. All right, he's getting the Vaseline put on him by the QAnon cornerman. Y'all remember that fucking scandal's the right word, but yeah, that moment in time. All right. All right, here comes Merab. Yet more smoke coming out of the motherfucking ceiling. And he has entered the octagon. There we are. All right. Your referee, Jason Herzog. Good referee. Good referee. All right. Chris Lieben, if you notice, right there with the green tie, is going to be a judge for this fight. Yes. Former UFC middleweight Chris Lieben, the crippler, is going to be a judge. Damn, look at the tail of tape. 34 for Merab, 29 for Umar. They're about the same height. Maybe Merab a little bit shorter. Obviously, the weight's going to be roughly equivalent. All right, here comes Bruce Buffer. You can see Sean O'Malley with his glasses from Back to the Future. While we wait for these introductions, someone asks, what 3 fighters are you picking for the zombie apocalypse? I'm picking, like, in their primes or whatever. I guess probably, like, Lesnar, Jones, Kane. I don't know. I don't have a very good one. JD5 is that guy. Yes, the fuck he is. That's the best rookie quarterback season ever. Fuck what you heard. Fuck what you heard. Best rookie season by a quarterback in NFL history. I don't give a fuck what anyone else tells you. Does RDR validate the top 1 championship fighters? I don't know. We'll talk about this. I don't know how I feel about that one. I don't know. Congrats on the DC win. You think they win it all? Dude, I didn't even think they were going to win 9 games this year, much less 14. So I don't even know what to say anymore. Mitch, Moicano can't afford to lose. Well, there's been many times where I couldn't afford to do things, and, you know, you're still faced with a dilemma. Merab wrestling too much. Umar not a wrestler. Umar can wrestle quite well. 2 undefeated prospects lost tonight. Something in the air? Could be. Could be, but those are prospects. This is a contender. Big difference. Stay in Culver City. Nice, safe, and center of LA. There you go, boys and girls. I suspect Jose knows better than I do. Ann asks, who thought pumping smoke in LA? Okay, all right, okay. I'm not even touching that one. Hav says, Matt Serra versus Tim Welch. Who you got? Ooh, probably Sarah's still. Sarah's. I mean, I think like not even trying to hide on the juice. You know what I mean? Like, God bless him. You know, I'm not hating him for it. Michael says, big ups for crossbreeding with us Latinos. I'll tell Tukia that you give us your blessing. Thank you. The T Kogo says, one thing that really sucks about the main event is that Moicano's best chance is tonight, but they'll do a rematch if he wins and nothing has mattered. That's true. If Moicano wins, he's going to have to win twice. You're not going to fight and beat the number 1 pound for pound guy and not get it there's no reason for a rematch. No, they're going to do it. All right. Yeah, more smoke. More smoke coming out of the fucking ceiling at this place. A bit much with that, if I do say so myself. I appreciate the effort. I do. I'm not trying to be a hater. But, yeah. They touch gloves. Umar reluctantly. Let's see. Here we go. Round 1. Umar, southpaw, Merab, orthodox, and they're kind of bouncing on the outside here in the center of the octagon. Let's see what happens. I do suspect, I don't know how that they're going to open, but I do suspect Umar is going to try and put pressure on him eventually, because that's going to make him a lot more hittable. It's going to make him a lot more unable to go for the takedown, and it just takes away basically every part of his game. But of course, if pressuring Merab were that easy, you would have seen it done more often, right? Leg kick from Merab doesn't get a whole lot going. Pretty uneventful first minute with this one. High kick from Umar. Misses. Yeah, Rogan now noticing that they're not fighting very close. Oh, good left hand from Umar. Good timing on it as well. Oh, Merab came charging in. I don't think Nurmagomedov got hit very hard, but he did get tumbled over. Okay, now they're starting to open up a little bit more. Sort of a snappy front leg head kick there from Nurmagomedov. Didn't really land, but good shot to the body from Merab. That's nice. Okay, now you got Umar up against the warning track here a little bit. All right, now he's kind of back to center-ish. Jab from Umar. I'm not sure if it fully got through. You can see a little bit of redness on the face of Merab. Left side. Oh, Merab got clipped coming in. He's getting clipped coming in with that check hook from Nurmagomedov. Ooh, good down blocking from Nurmagomedov. Merab doing a good job landing here a little bit. Shot to the body from Nurmagomedov. Two minutes left, round one. Umar opening up a little bit more. Oh, fantastic head kick and then jab combo. He goes for the single leg. Merab defends. This is great defense from Merab. Turns him over, pushes him against the fence. Oh, jumping switch kick nearly lands for Nurmagomedov. Good sequence. Good jab now he follows it up with. We talked on MK about the offensive wrestling pressure that Umar was going to put on him. Not that he's necessarily going to get the takedown at all times, but he'll threaten. Like Merab can't just move downhill on him like you did against O'Malley. Good jab from Umar. He's taking big ass swings too. Oh, big double. Great defense by Merab. Very good defense. Now he's going to pressure Nurmagomedov, and they switch, and he lands a nice right hand on the break. That was good from Merab's takedown defense is good. Real good. Super, super tough. So now Nurmagomedov's on the pressure. This is where he wants to be. This is good for him. This is going to make Merab a lot more hittable. Oh, man, he was trying to land that home run. Dude, look at that check hook, that lead hook from Nurmagomedov every time Merab tries to crash into him. Oh, right hand gets through for Nurmagomedov on the stance switch as he shifted through combination. That was sick. Good first round for Nurmagomedov. That's round one of the books, boys and girls. Good first round by him. For sure. For sure. I mean, Merab's still in this, but I mean, this fight is still quite young. But you can see some of the offensive wrestling pressure, although the takedown defense of Merab was excellent. Got my motherfucking Afrin because my face doesn't work. Looking at some of these highlights here. Look, boom, that right hand. Nice. Sick. And you could see Merab kind of like trying to, stretch out his jaw after getting cracked. All right, here we go. Nurmagomedov putting pressure on again. Very, very, very carefully, but he is doing it. Those offensive takedowns are key to it, or I should say the takedown attempts. Overhand. Oh, they exchange overhands. It looked like Umar's was slightly better. Does it again. Oh, left hook from Umar. Oh, head kick. And then dude, Umar starting to tee off on this fucking guy. A lot of this is starting to get through. Another jab is getting through. Oh, and now a left hand. Umar is backing up every time Merab tries to crash the party here, and then just teeing off on him, flurrying in the combination. Here comes Merab trying to get the takedown. Umar reverses it. He keeps the underhook. He's going to push him to the underhook side, and they break. Kind of an interesting long guard here from Nurmagomedov. No, not quite. Maybe just for a second he was using one. Umar, look at that. Look at that lead check hook, man. Every time. Oh, decent job. Let's see if he can finish this takedown. Dude, Nurmagomedov's takedown defense. Are you shitting me? Dude. Dude, what are we looking at? He took him right off of his feet. Yeah, Big Bank is about to take Little Bank here. There is a skill differential between them. That's a huge moment. Now, whether he can put some meaningful offense behind this, I don't know. But just to get there is ridiculous. And the way in which he got there, he's going to have to stand here. Yep, just like that. Great job, dude. These Nurmagomedovs, man, it's not just that they're good grappling. They have a keen sense of when to bail, when to push, when to break. It's kind of a right hand landing for Merab, but not that great. He just gets out of the way of a front kick. Oh, dude, Merab is walking into stuff now from Nurmagomedov. They clinch. They separate. Merab, well, they both looked like they attempted some kind of takedown. Neither got pretty close. Oh, and they're just fucking trading, man. Here comes Merab. Merab's trying to, open up here a little bit. He might catch something here. Oh, he might have this takedown. Let's see. Dude. Nurmagomedov. All right, Nurmagomedov stuffs the takedown. They're 50-50 against the fence. Let's see if he can get off the fence. Remember, Merab was able to just plant Jose Aldo here. Turns him off the underhook side. Let's see. Not quite. Not quite. Up, and then gets him off the overhook side. Impressive. Here comes Merab trying to get it back. Let's see if Merab oversteps and gets tripped here. Sasai or otherwise. He might. Or vice versa. And they break. Umar right back on that jab. Oh, double right hook for Merab. Excuse me, for Umar. I apologize. Ooh, they might clash heads like this. You might see that, and like someone gets a huge bump, or it could even cause a cut or a head clash of some kind that like ruins the fight. I'm not like wish casting, but they're doing it enough where you have to be conscious that it's a real risk. Habib's in the corner giving Umar advice. Merab's got a lot of people talking to him. Damn. Dude, Habib is giving this guy apocalyptic advice. Boom. Some of these flurries, and you could see, look at this back take, trips out the leg and then pulls his weight down. Oh my God. And then comes out the back corner to make sure he can seal the position. That is sick, dude. Sick. Here we go. All right. Round 3. Yeah, Aaron Bronstetter has a 2018 Umar after 2. That's exactly how I have it. Umar just charging. Excuse me. I keep interchanging their name. Merab trying to, dude. Merab trying to chase down this takedown. Umar just. Umar has great jab by Umar. Oh, he just He just surrendered her takedown in 7 UFC fights. Nurmagomedov, but he only had it for a second. Umar trying to bait a reaction from Merab, get him to charge, and then counter. Big spinning back fist from Merab doesn't land. He eats a jab for his efforts. Oh, high knee from Umar. Body kick from Umar. Again, he's bending over to his left and then coming over with the right to try and catch Merab. It's missing a lot, but it's certainly threatening. Good job by Merab punching his way into the clinch. Let's see if he can get the takedown. Nope. Can't get shit on Umar. Umar's takedown defense is fantastic. Clash of heads, it looked like. I told you. There's that long guard from Umar. He does it when he goes to orthodox, it looks like. See that? Kind of pawing out there. He might switch it up here a little bit. Yep. Yeah, and then when he goes back to southpaw, he's got a bit of more of a sort of a standard guard. Okay, here we go. A little over halfway through. Oof. Merab getting through a little bit, I think. It's hard to sometimes understand what's landing if you can't hear it. Good inside leg kick from Umar. Nice jab as well. They're just swinging like animals here. Umar gets off the fence. He goes for the double. Can't get it. Stands. Tries to sucker drag. Nope. Umar is, great takedown from Merab, but he lets him right back up. That was silly. Merab is kind of just, throwing caution to the wind, runs down a double, gets turned by a butterfly guard, and now he's on. Umar is on him, but Merab has a 2-on-1. He's, funnily enough, a Russian on a 2-on-1. He's smiling and laughing, but I'm like, bro, you're losing this fight. Okay, they're 50-50, and then they break. Minute to go in the round. Merab doing a little bit better job not just rushing into stuff like he was earlier in the fight. By the way, these numbers you're looking at on the screen for significant strikes, do not trust them. They are not accurate. In either direction is what I mean. Single leg for, high crotch. Chase the back for him. Oh, he grabbed the fence. Umar trying to take him down, can't. Then this time he does. Matt returns him. Merab stands. Better round for Merab. I could see an argument for him winning that round. I don't know if he did, but I can see an argument for it. He's not making as many mistakes in the stand-up, so he's not getting drilled as bad. That was better. Yeah, Ray Longo told him to put the pace on him. How did you guys score that one? $5 on Merab yelling at Habib in the corner. No, I think they get along all right. Responding to Hav, Sarah has the best puncher's chance in recorded history. Yeah, good point. Do I know Peter Rosenberg? He named his baby after JD5. I've got a million people who I know who also know him, but despite the fact that we're both DC guys, I've actually never met him. And then BC knows him, and BC's like never introduced him to me. Did you order a non-woke razor from Jeremy's? Yeah, no, I'm good on that. All right, here we go. Round 4 coming up. Okay, here we go. Round 4, excuse me. Here we go. Round 4. Okay. Nurmagomedov's on the pressure. Long guard now from southpaw. Long-ish guard. Okay, Merab with the overhand, tries to chase the back. He grabs the ankle, can't get it. Good 1-2 from from Umar. And another one. Good check hook. Merab just comes in waiting to get clipped, and Umar's just missing him because he's not really being able to look at it either. All right, here comes Merab chasing down a single leg. Here goes to the high crotch. Dumps it. Let's see if he can hold him. Umar stands, turns, and then they separate. But it's pretty impressive that he can get these takedowns to begin with. He just can't do shit with them. There he is, back on the double. Umar stuffs it. He's going to cradle him, it looks like. Yep, he's going to cradle him here. If he cradles him, he's going to turn him up. Let go of the cradle. Let's see. He's got the leg shelved. Can't get it. But Merab is trying, man. He's occupying Umar's time. Umar bending over into some of these kicks or these punches. Better get something else going. Now Merab is on the front foot. Oof. Head kick from Umar. Looks like he's breathing a little heavy too. Yeah, it looks to me like Nurmagomedov's slowing down a little bit here. Yeah, Umar's feeling it a little bit here. Just kind of wildly bending over and then throwing these like right hand, left straight combinations. Gets the down block. Body kick from Umar. I'm not sure if it had a lot of steam on it, but it's landing. Oof. Double leg from Umar, stuffed by Merab. Dude, Merab tries to hit the arm drag, can't get it. Umar eats a jab from Merab. Merab with an overhand right. Merab's starting to tee off a little bit now. Merab goes for the takedown. Umar switches. I'm not sure what happened there. There's no takedown. I can say that. Dude, I got to tell you, Nurmagomedov's body language looks terrible. Good left hand from Nurmagomedov scores. So the reality is Nurmagomedov can land on Merab, but he can't seemingly hurt him very well. Oof. Yeah, Nurmagomedov's tired, bro. Tired. High crotch. You could see the arm drag from Merab. Oof. Nurmagomedov on his wrestling on his knees here. Yeah, dude, he looks fucking tired. Oh, dude, Umar's just walking into punches from Merab. He might get this double. Yep. Boy, I got to tell you, it might be 2-2 heading into the fifth here. Merab ties George St. Pierre for most takedowns in UFC history, 90. Damn. Breaking GSP's record. Yeah, bro, Umar looks like shit. Boy, I got to tell you, that's 2-2 heading into the fifth. That's 2-2. Merab is doing... it feels to me like Umar is technically superior, but Merab's just won't go away. He simply will not go away. And Umar cannot and did not do enough early in the bout to really physically deter him. And so now look where he's at. Uh-oh. One round left, boys. Khabib is up in his face. Javier Mendez in his ear too. Jesus. Okay, here we go. Seconds out. This is a gut check moment for Umar Nurmagomedov, boy. This is a gut check moment. Here we go. Round 5. And here comes Merab. I think Merab is going to try and break him here. Thirty seconds. Nothing's happened yet. Merab on the double. Gets stuffed. He runs Umar to the fence. Umar still up against it. Merab on another high crotch. Excuse me, a head outside single. The same thing. Another one. Can't get it. But he's just trying constantly. Dude, it's insane. And another one. Double. Can't get it. But like, here we go. Like, nothing worked. But what's Umar doing? You're not landing shit. He's breathing heavy. This is gut check time, Umar. You better put some pressure on him, son. Here comes Merab on the double. It's going to get stuffed, I'm guessing. He's going to step behind the leg. Let's see what happens here. Let's see if he can return him. Let's see. Umar avoids it so far. He's going to underhook. Let's see if he can turn him off the underhook. This is so much work. This is brutal. This is absolutely brutal work. And Merab is just, there we go. And then they break. But look at Umar. Just heavy breathing, labored. And he hasn't landed much of anything yet. I mean, frankly, neither guy has, but body kick from Umar. I'm not sure there's a whole lot of steam on it. Umar shoots. No dice. Man, this is still anybody's round. Somebody needs to make a move here. Left hand from Umar. Umar defends the takedown. Flurries again. Better put something on him, son. Body kick from Umar. That was nice. That was a good one. Here comes Merab. It's like taunting him. Merab tries to get the single. Let's see. Tries to back trip. Can't get it. Tries to throw him by. Can't get it. Tries the front head pinch. Can't get it. Good job, man. Umar's takedown defense is sick. I mean, no question. Oh, great sequence for Nurmagomedov. Stuffs it and then lands a good hard left hand. Another left hand for Nurmagomedov, but that one was slight. Okay, less than a minute to go. Dude, all of these like single legs and high crotches. Just insane. Oof. Here comes Nurmagomedov a little bit. Oh. Big right hand from Merab. Gets the takedown. Can't do anything with it. Dude, jump on him. There you go. Can't get the takedown. Let's see. Oh, man, he's going to get on top. Dude, Merab might have just stolen it late. I'm not kidding. Merab might have stolen it late. No joke. That is crazy. I don't know if he will. But that is crazy. Man. Dude, Merab might have done it. I didn't think he could do it. You guys know, I didn't think he could do it. Impressive. My view is this could go either way, but I think Merab probably edged it with rounds, 3, 4, 5, basically, right? Just down the stretch. So we'll see. We'll see what they say here. Fantastic, dude. Merab really looked impressive after struggling early. Yeah, that was a great fight. You could see Dana saying great fight to him. Yeah, it was. That was a very great fight. All right, here they go. They're hugging. They're hugging. Habib shaking hands with everybody, you know. All right, good. Yeah, dude, early Umar was tearing him up. Yeah, dude, Merab just finds offense in all these little places, and it all just kind of adds up, man. Boom. That was a good right hand by Umar. Merab gets that double, runs him back. Oh, that right hand from Merab really scored. And Merab just kind of taunting him there at the end. We're waiting on the judges now. Kev says Umar's gas tank started. It emptied a lot. Merab, bad footwork, lunging, not stepping. Didn't matter in the end. TJ, Dagestani striking's improved a lot since Habib. Yeah, dude, like there's a lot of guys there who are good at striking. All right, let's see what they say. Yes, and I think he did. I think he did. He pushed it with a fist. He grabbed it too. Here we go. I think it's going to be Merab. Yep, Merab. Merab wins. 248-47s, 149-46. That's a little strong for me, but the right guy won. The right guy won. That's impressive. That's impressive. I think he's going to have to end up beating Umar again at some point in the future, but that was impressive. He's telling him about the injury he had. I don't know what that was. I can't hear it. All right, here's Joe. Yeah, he's giving a shout out to all the Georgians. Round four, Umar heavy breathing. I'm telling you, boys, he did it. He fucking did it. Could get him off the body shots. Yes. 2-2. I'm hard, donks. And it was in the end. To get ass, you got to bring ass. That's true. This gentleman says, Merab, best gas tank of all time? Yes. Yes. Sometimes I hedge. I'm not hedging. That's the best gas tank I've ever seen. Merab is a fucking destroyer. He is inevitable. Just spending my winnings on the Merab parade. What a fight. Great fight. PEDs make the sport better. They can. It depends. Darian says, respectfully, that's not a steal. Merab should win this fair and square. Stealing the round, not the fight. Stealing the round. The struggle early is overstated, in my opinion. Okay. Ray says, 8% finishing rate champion, get me out of here. Yeah, but look who he has to fight. Tough guys. Sarah Longo versus Habib and Javier are 1-1 now. Ooh, fun little rivalry. Said he called me old. I'm old, but I'm hardworking. I'm working every day. Don't let them bully you. There's a tweet from Ilya Taporia. You make us feel so proud. This is what happens when Dagestani wrestlers meet Georgian. Merab is different from Max Crosby. Jesus. Saying he can retire today based on everything he's done. Big shout out to the Georgians again. Thank you, Alex. Brandon says Longo is the truth. Longo's always been the truth, bro. He just knows. He's so smart. JP says, I think O'Malley sleeps Merab in the rematch. He certainly could. Here's Umar. Here's Umar. He can barely talk. He can barely talk. Don't go anywhere, boys and girls. The main event's about to start, and then the post-fight show will start. But, oh, my God, he can barely talk. Yeah, he says he's going to watch it and learn from watching it. I think that's right. Yeah, he's like, I don't want to say much. I need to see it. Oh, he thinks he broke his hand in the first round. We'll see. Right guy won. I mean, shit happens in a fight. Right guy won. Hip getting fixed could be a game changer for takedown defense. I don't really think that's what hurt him the first time that much. Jeffrey Merab, fluent in Japanese. Hey, dude. Hey, listen. I didn't think he was going to win tonight. I thought it might be close-ish, but I didn't think he was going to win. That was impressive. That was very, very. Let the man talk. Like, yeah, he's a yapper. Oh, here's the scores, by the way. Here's the score. Man, Lieben had it. Yeah, Lieben had it how I had it. Who had it the other way? Chris Crail. I don't know who the fuck that is. But Lieben had it how I had it. Last three. That was amazing. Dude, so I'm telling you, man, fighting is so tough and the sport is so unfair and everything is so unforgiving. I thought Umar was going to be that guy, and Merab just went in there and took that fight by the fucking scruff of the neck and won it out. And dude, you got to feel happy for him. Like it's so difficult, and he earned it. Like he earns everything like insanely the hard way. And I think that will ultimately hurt his prime and how much. Oh, there he is. There's Mel Gibson, Charles Oliveira with the white suit on and the sequins, and there he is looking like there's Sean O'Malley. I like Sean O'Malley, but he's got a kimono on like a Japanese woman wearing a Homie the Clown wig. Got to feel good for Merab, man. Got to feel good for Merab. Didn't think he had it in him, and he did. Amazing. Do you think the last name overrode skill in the Usman hype? I don't think Umar looked bad. I think he looked a little bit overwhelmed physically, but he gave Merab a real tough fight. You mentioned the Usman. I know we just saw Umar. I mean, I guess we'll see about Usman next week, but Ben says, it seems everyone kind of forgot about Merab's pace. I thought Merab would be hurt more en route to that. So it wasn't like I forgot about the pace. What I thought was that he was going to, like you saw in the first two rounds, he was going to get hit enough to be disciplined where the pace itself would be controlled. But he couldn't hit him enough, and he hit him with enough authority over the course of that bout to do that. So it's not, for me anyway, maybe other people have a different sense. You always have to be wary of his pace, but I thought Umar would technically have enough of an answer for it, and physically too. And he sort of did, but not enough. Rare, exciting grappling MMA fight. Yeah, because when both guys can make the other guy work, that's what you're looking for, right? Merab, this person writes, may have controlled more of the last 3 rounds, 3, 4, 5, but Umar seemingly did more damage in round 4 and 5, and damage is top criteria for judging a fight. I'm not so sure that's true. I'd have to go back and watch it, but I don't know if I felt that way exactly. I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. Jan has to get the next shot. After that, it's Umar or O'Malley, which is a given for Umar. The problem with giving the shot to Jan is that Merab fought Jan already and hung, I think, almost 50 takedowns on him. You know, is there a giant mandate for a rematch? I don't know if there is. Max says, Umar just another lamb to the slaughter. He couldn't fend off Merab effectively for 5 rounds or even handle the pace that he brings. Merab is special. Dude, I thought he had his match. Nope. The most dependable panda says, Umar versus O'Malley, winner gets rematch versus Merab. You could do that. They might just feed him to O'Malley anyway, but you could do that. Hint for Umar, you ran out of gas. Yeah, he did. He was weathered. No question about it. Ben says, when Moicano wins, is it the biggest upset ever? It would not be. Well, I think he has swelled. I don't think it would be the biggest ever, but it would be among the biggest ever. It would be top 3-ish, I think. Ray says, Merab is actually quite likable and funny, but with a finish rate of 8% is unforgivable, in my opinion. If he didn't face the chinniest bantamweight of all time, it would be 0%. Something to be said for that. Alex says, so can Islam be nervous because of the Umar loss? Does it compromise the team? Well, Khabib's already retired. I suspect that Islam's going to be ice cold. We'll talk about the Islam fight. We're going to set it up here in just a second for this main event. I don't think it will matter, but let's see. Raymond says, shout out Chris Weidman's retiring. This W's for you. Yeah, man. He had a longer career than I think he should have, but a good one. Kevin says, Merab is corny, but he is a likable dude in a sport filled with shitty people. Yeah, I think Merab certainly is. I'm not judging him as a person. I just thought he didn't want to fight the guy and was making it kind of weird. But, dude, maybe he exercised his own demons with that one a little bit. Noble Savage, Garth, please send location. My family needs closure. Okay. Nick says, hail to the, well, now Commanders, yes. Tudor, Marlon, Aldo, Piotr, Henry, Sean, and Umar. This makes Merab the all-time best at bantamweight. That is quite the run, but he's only got one title defense. I think he has to have a couple more. Maybe one more, depending on who it is, but yeah. Airbud, I've seen enough Merab. Topuria versus Merab. Well, they're buddies. And Georgia. Carl, Umar, his first UFC title fight, not a bad showing. Definitely not a bad showing. Still in his 20s, by the way. I suspect he will be champion at some point, and I thought it was going to be tonight. I really did. But fucking Merab, man. Determined is not the word. In cardio shape is not the word. I've just never seen cardio conditioning like that. I've never. He's just crazy. We're getting ready for the main event. Let's talk about it real quick. So, skill for skill, experience for experience. Moicano is a credible challenge, but I think on paper, overmatched. I think he's overmatched by Islam. However, 2 factors I think to keep in mind. 1, anytime you get like crazy short notice, you often, or I don't know if it's quite the right word, but you get unusual enough results that you have to be wary. We've seen any number of different times where these like 24-hour fights happen, and sometimes they result in the beatdowns that you expect, but then sometimes they don't. Sometimes it's the person that's not filling in late wins, but they don't look great. Sometimes they look bad. A lot of different things can happen, so that can make this tricky. The second thing I'd say is Moicano has really nothing to lose here. Like this is everything he wanted, and I don't think he's afraid of contact. If the fight is slipping away, because he can defensively mostly take care of himself, but he's like a step behind, and this is going on now for a couple of rounds. He might just go fucking bananas, and that could be enough too. Like, he could be real dangerous here, right? So my view is that what's about to happen is, and man, they had to make this Moicano graphic like late last night too, right? Look at this. They had to make this Moicano graphic because I don't think he was going to get one fighting in the Dariush fight, so they had to make it. So Islam should win this, but these kinds of scenarios with this opponent in this particular position with the late change could get real dicey. There he is. Money Moicano. He looks pretty calm. He looks pretty calm. This is the biggest fight of his life, boys and girls. This is the biggest one by a country mile. All right, here comes Money Moicano. Cool graphic that they came up with, too. All last minute and shit like that. All right, there's Pahumpa, Pantoja. You know what? I kind of like Moicano's tattoos. And not all of them, not every part of them, but there's some of it I like. I don't say that often about MMA fighters' tattoos. The piece on the neck I like. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Michael says, as someone who doesn't like Moicano's post-fight speeches, it's nice to know I won't hear one. I won't hear one from it. You might. Famous last words. You might. Listen, I don't like his post-fight speeches either, but people love them. And I got to say, one more time, guys, doesn't matter what you like and what you don't like. If you're a decent person, you got to just hope for the fairness. And if this dude, who is like now I think 35 years old, this might be his peak. He may never get back here again if you're Moicano. If you end up beating the number one pound for pound guy in the fucking sport, you get to say whatever you want in your post-fight interview. I mean, don't say racist shit or whatever, but if you want to shout out Von Mises, shout out Von Mises. You want to take a dump on Gavin Newsom, knock yourself out. You know what I mean? Like, have at it. But you would have earned whatever you want to say basically at that point. And I don't think you should. I'm not going to get in the way of it. Like, if he gets this, amazing. This card well exceeded expectations. It started off a little slow. I think that the prelim card was not that great, but the main card was pretty good. GG, what was a bigger upset then, if not Moicano? Now, Holm beating Rousey was bigger. Yeah. Kevbot says, gotta think this is Islam's last fight at lightweight. Sure feels like it anyways. It might be. Especially if he just runs through the guy. It might be. All right, here's the graphics package for Islam. I mean, it's a little metaversy, but it's all right. I don't hate it. Greg says, great watch-along. Thoughts to how our government banned TikTok under the guise of data privacy concerns and Chinese propaganda. The people just said, fuck it, we'll go to the source and are on Red Note. Yeah, I mean, and by the way, I think if Lemonade also has the same owner of ByteDance, you can download that one as well. I mean, guys, we know what the score is, right? We know what the score. They wanted to ban TikTok before October 7th, but October 7th is really what helped them get over the finish line with that. And when people had genocide pumped into their iPhones in their hands, that was enough, and it sealed its fate, and it's bullshit. And people are like, well, why didn't they just sell? And it's like, dude, what would we say if there was like an American company trying to do business in China, and the Chinese were like, you have to sell this to somebody here. You can't operate here. I mean, you'd be like, oh yeah, just sell it to the fucking Chinese. Like, who says something like that? You know, oh, you have to divest. There can be cases where divestiture is important, but just, you know, oh, well, just sell it to the Americans. Like, but why do they have to do that? You know, oh, it's a propaganda arm of the Chinese. Okay, all right, guys, it's where BBLs do their stupid workout routines and people make fart noises with their dogs. And then on the ground reporting out of troubled places. And that was, had to stop that. Big AF. Ali posted a pic of Umar's hand. Looks bad, to be fair. I can believe that. But like I told you guys, Ryan Hall told me he tore his thumb off of his hand. You couldn't see through the skin, but like the ligaments tore off the hand 30 seconds into fighting Ilia Topuria. It's like, okay, here's the bad news. You have to fight Ilia Topuria. Here's the even shittier news. Your thumb won't be able to close in your hand. Like, I mean, it's, you know, it's the worst luck in the world. It's shit. But you know, if Merab is putting his head down and you're fucking coming over and you're hitting the hard part of the head, it's gonna break your fucking hand. And it did. And like, this is where I mean, it's shitty, but you know, he also gassed in that fight. I mean, I don't know. Like, listen, I tend to think at 29, and I think, well, how old is Merab? Like 33. I think eventually Umar will be champion, but bad luck. Maybe so. But you know, you have to find a way to persevere. Like, there has to be a way if you want to be a champion. It's very easy for me to say that. I don't really want to be a champion. 4 fighters losing their oath tonight: Carpenter, Nakamura, Talbot, and Umar. Yeah, brutal night for the upstarts, huh? And then even the contender. If Moicano wins, does Conor go on a 96-hour bender? Are they bitter enemies or something? Are they friends? I don't know. What's the story there? Oh, you mean in celebration that Islam lost? Yeah, maybe. He might do that anyway. Sherman says, Brazilian tattoo artists must be next level. I never see bad ink on Brazilians. Oh, I see bad ink on Brazilians all the time. That's not true. But they do have good tattooing down there, yes. Jeffrey says, Moicano's shoulder still messed up. It might be. Maybe he didn't want to get surgery and just said, fuck it, I'm going to leave it as is. There's Islam. Edward says, Moicano at the press conference. He spec to the first responders. He sponders. Then the very next sentence, fuck state taxes. Yeah. Well, you know, listen, a lot of people were enthusiastic about the Ayn Rand kind of economics at one point in their life. Dr. Evil says, to be anti-Moicano is to be anti-American. That's a little strong, but yes, he is quite likable. Jose says, more SoCal Rex, Santa Barbara, and Laguna Beach. Fair enough. Just another dude still going to get stuck listening to Money M after he loses. He'll be slurring his... Okay. All right, guys. We're going to have to be completely awful to him. Kevin says, not that it's needed, but if Moicano wins, add another notch onto Aldo's all-time pound-for-pound belt. Yeah. Good point. Great point. All right, here's Buff doing the announcements. Okay, I'm going to make a request. Once the fight starts, first of all, I appreciate everyone who is watching. Thank you so much. Thumbs up as we reset here. Thumbs up on the video if you haven't. Hit subscribe if you haven't. Let's reset here. We're about to watch this UFC 311 main event together. It's going to be great for as long as it lasts. Give me a thumbs up. Hit subscribe. If you want to put something into the super chat to get your comment on the screen, you can. But I'm going to ask a favor. Hold off on that until the fight is over. Because right after this, we're going to launch into the post-fight show. Okay? All right, here's Moicano, 25-1, 5'11", fighting out of Brasilia, but of course he's a U.S. resident now, plus 750 underdog. Yeah. He's 7-1 as a dog, though. Okay, that heart on his inside bicep is a good tattoo. That's a great tattoo, actually. Yeah, that's good work. Moicano? Did Buffer just call him Moicano? Man, you got that Moicano? Damn, 26-1. Minus 1,200. He has closed as the favorite in all 17 UFC fights. Motherfuck. Bro, you got to go fight people named after their own religion. You're about to fight some tough motherfuckers, man. Ooh. Did Buffer have a voice break there? All right, here comes the face-off. Who's our referee here? I can't see. Oh, Herb Dean. All right, well, this could get weird. I like Herb, but, it is what it is. Okay. Here we go. Main event, UFC 311. Here we go. Herb's waiting on somebody. Here we go. Round one. Here we go. Here comes Moicano. I thought he would be in his face. Sure enough. Islam southpaw, Moicano orthodox. Moicano putting pressure on a long guard. Islam kind of feinting low, doing the fencing lead hand glove control game. Oof. They both land a shot there. A big jab. Islam's got to be careful with the range that Moicano can cover. Moicano's had trouble when people were able to slip and counter him. There's that head kick from Islam. What happened? Oh, he's asking him to watch his fingers. My clock's going to be off there at 4:06. So mine's going to be about 4 seconds off. Ooh, body kick from Islam. Nearly caught from Moicano. A lot of guys just, good left hand from Islam. He nearly eats it, but he got a good one out. Slipping. Yep, you heard DC right there. Is be careful not to get hit with the right hook. He got hit with the left. Oof. Something landed on Islam and knocked him down. He seems fine. He's back up, but something landed. Tell you, Moicano has very long reach, or at least makes good use of it anyway. Yeah. Why is Makhachev standing with this fucking guy? There's the takedown. He's going to go for the double. Let's see if he can get it. Single. Does the trap dump? Yeah, and gets him down. Yep, sure does. Oop, and he might have a submission here right away. No, doesn't. All right, so Islam is on top. It's 214, 213. He's on top in half guard. Yeah, it was a slip by Islam, not a knockdown. Is what the commentary team is saying. Good job by Moicano with the collar tie, as well as good job controlling the far side arm. He's doing a good job of not. Okay, well, let's see. He's not letting. There he is. Now he does it. I was saying he was not going to let Islam let the arm pass over the head, but he did anyway. And now he turned. Oh, he's going to push off the fence. Let's see here. Yep, Islam was ready for it. Islam's going to be up. Islam on the choke, short choke. That's it. He got it. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it. Short choke. Same choke he got on Poirier. Short choke. It's rather than going all the way to the bicep, you can just catch it here, and then you have to kind of cover the space with everything else. Short choke. That's what it's called. Same choke he hit on Dustin Poirier. Exact same choke. Maybe the setup was a little bit different, but same choke. Dude, look at how fucking fast he jumped on that. Look at how fucking fast he jumped on that. Nasty. Nasty. That was fucking nasty. That was fucking nasty. Moicano's got to be disappointed, but dude, they asked you to fight the best guy in the world on short notice. Here's the replay. Let's see it. That's that left hand he landed. Did he miss with the right hook? Yeah, the right hook. Oh, just a little bit too far. And then he shoots the double. He can't get it. He's going to go to the trap dump. He's going to come over the top. Watch this. There it is. He runs him back. Gets the takedown. And then let's see what they show us here. He's going to cross face him, drop him flat-ish to the mat. And then there's that short choke. You see that? He's going to cover it up. Does he hook the leg? He doesn't even need to hook the leg. He still got it just like that. Short choke. Right here. So you're used to seeing it up here or even here sometimes for a rear naked choke. He's got it right here, and he just holds it here. And then everything else is how he covers it. Short choke. Bro. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Let's see what he says about what's next for him. This will be important. Let's see what he says. There's his manager, Ali. Honestly, for what it's worth, I think he would have done that to Arman too. I think Arman kind of dodged a bullet. All right, let's hear the results. .405, round one. They're calling it a Darce, but it's a short choke. It's a kind of Darce. All right, here's Islam and Joe. Okay, here's next. He just says, if somebody wants this belt, come to the cage. Let's see if we can hear from Moicano. Are we going to hear from Money Moicano? Here we go. Yeah, that shoulder still looks bad. Says he's not done. Ah, that was a nice message. He goes, I don't know if I'm going to get a chance like that again, but I'm going to try my best to do it. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. All right. So that is over. Let me get this tweet out, and we're going to get this post-fight show started. We have a lot to talk about here today. So let me do this. Okay. All right. There's a lot to unpack from the first pay-per-view of the year. So let's talk about it. Excuse me now. On my UFC post-fight show. Live now. Okay. Boom. Okay. Let's turn this off and let's reset. Okay. Time to reset. Time to reset. Time to reset. Okay, everyone. Hello there. It is 1:05 in the morning on the 19th of January, 2025. My name is Luke Thomas. I am one half of the Morning Combat Podcast, but that's not important right now. What is important is UFC 311 is in the books. Let's talk about everything that we saw. Results, analysis, your questions answered, the whole 9 yards. One more time, without further ado, let's get this party started. Okay. UFC 311 is in the books. I'm going to pull up these results so you can see them and I can see them. Whoops, here. And then we're going to get actually as well the stats. There we are. Okay. All right. Let's go over everything that we saw. We haven't really reacted to the main event yet. If you want to get a comment or a question on the screen, or you just want to donate to this because it's actually very helpful for me when you do, please fire something into the super chat. You can also become a member, and that's got some other perks as well. But any kind of support for the channel, a like, a follow, or a subscription, a donation, a membership, anything you can give, whether it's free or not, is always greatly appreciated. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. And do be so kind as to help me out. Thanks to those who have. Okay. UFC 311 is in the books. This took place at the Intuit Dome in Inglewood, California, in basically part of Los Angeles. In your main event, Islam Makhachev defeats Renato Moicano with, they're calling it Bravo choke. It's another way of calling it. Yeah, okay, it's an old school name. That's fine. At 4:05 of round one. I'm going to call it a short choke one more time because it comes up on the arm here versus onto the bicep, or this is, a gable grip here for the choke. It was not those. It was not on the bicep. It was not on the hands. It was on the forearm. That's always, to me, been called a short choke. It's a type of Darce choke, basically. Okay. What can we say about this? Moicano looked fine for what was taking place on the feet for as long as it did. The fight was for about 4 minutes and 5 seconds. They had a couple of exchanges. Moicano seemed to look fine. Maybe even land a little bit. I thought maybe there was a couple he had gotten on Islam that was fine. And then you heard Daniel Cormier say, Islam needs to take him down. And then sure enough, right after that, Islam did. He went for, I think, the double, couldn't get it, and then switched to the trap dump where you grab a leg, come over the top of the collar, essentially, and you just dump him over. And he did. And then from there, moved to half guard. And then from there, basically, he tried to hold position, and as a scramble ensued, and I think if I have to go back and look, but I bet you that Islam almost let him get that scramble so that he could then lock up that position, right? It's a lot of times guys who have superior positions, what they'll do is they'll like let a little air out of the balloon on purpose so that the person thinks, oh, I'm free, and then they just walk right into whatever they wanted. And again, he locks up. He can't get all the way to the bicep. He goes to the forearm and then leans on the same side and closes the loop and gets the tap. This is the exact same choke. Maybe it's a slightly different setup and a finish, but this is basically the same choke that he got on Poirier, a short choke from the Darce. I mean, Moicano was up against it. We said on yesterday's MK and then just before the fight on this particular broadcast, we had said that, listen, Moicano is experienced. He's dangerous. Whenever guys like that fill in on short notice, like really short notice, like 24 hours, sometimes the results can get a little funky. Crazy things can happen. Sometimes the guy you expect to win does, but doesn't look that great. When you're talking about like Jones and OSP, that kind of thing can happen as well. But like skill for skill, Islam should win here. And that's basically what you saw. There was a little bit of volatility on the feet, but then once he took control on the mat, he closed it. By the way, he just did that to a very good black belt. A very, very good black belt. Renato Moicano is a very technically skilled, proficient black belt. You saw what he did with his own mount and how hard, dude, the mount is its own art form. And you saw how well he was able to maintain and use that among other weapons against Benoit Saint-Denis. Like, he beat the fuck out of Benoit Saint-Denis, and he did it because he had superior ground skills. And look what Islam just did to him. That's a tough guy to fight. That's a very, 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 very tough guy to fight. Moicano was up against it. Moicano in his career has, I think, done really well at 35 years of age. But if you just look at his losses, they kind of speak to a bit of a limit that he has continuously found himself suffering from. His first loss came against Brian Ortega at UFC 214. Mind you, he was beating up Brian Ortega in that fight before he got subbed out at the last or close to the last minute of the third round. Then he lost to Jose Aldo. He got stopped in the second round there. Then he lost to the Korean Zombie in the first round. In the first minute, just got countered, slipped, and popped for it. He had a rebound after that, but then got KO'd again by Rafael Fiziev. Got KO'd also in the first round. 405, by the way. But he's lost twice, 405 in the first round. Wow, that's crazy. Rafael Fiziev beat him at 405 of round number 1, stopped him. And Islam, 405 of round number 1, stopped him. That's a funny coincidence. Okay, well, whatever. And then he lost to RDA. What do these guys have in common? RDA, champion. Chan Sung Jung, top contender. Fiziev, top contender. Okay, Aldo, champion. Ortega, top contender. He's losing to like that segment of the population because his best wins were Jalen Turner's a good win, Bilber's a good win, Brad Riddell's a good win, Jai Herbert, Alexander Hernandez, Benoit Saint-Denis. These are good wins, but that's not that tier of fighter. It's not champion or like top-ish contender level good. And he had always sort of shown himself to be, I think, a level short of that. But you thought, well, maybe at age 35, he could put it all together and, something good could happen. I still think he may have beaten Beneil Dariush. Like, I think that actually was a great fight. I'm sorry that we lost that fight. That would have been a well-matched, competitive, fun fight. But in any event, it was too much of an assignment in the end for Renato Moicano. And I think we don't need to belabor the point a whole lot with that. You kind of saw what the skill differential was. And, for a guy as experienced and as talented as Moicano, who is very skilled and very talented, to just get kind of overrun in the ground game in the way that he did really should tell you what you're dealing with Islam. Just a very, very different level of operator here. What can we say about this for Islam Makhachev? If I can be honest with you, it's tough. You look at him and like what he's able to do, and you just realize, like, dude, this guy is so fucking skilled. He's so sharp. He has so many weapons, and they're polished and refined. He doesn't take hardly any damage. He's extremely experienced. He comes from an elite camp. Like, I mean, there's just so many reasons why he's so good. And yet I think he's going to have a little bit of trouble depending on how things go. But if it stands today about what he's amassed, it is not that his resume is not insanely impressive. It is very, very impressive. But I just wonder what it's going to mean that he's got two fights with a featherweight, I should say, as title defenses, one of them on short notice, and now this one on short notice. People like, at some point, you have to beat enough good guys for that resume to do the talking for you. Like, I'm not saying it's his fault that he hasn't beaten enough top guys, but I do wonder how this might hurt him a little bit, in the sense that, like, obviously, look at how skilled he is. It's insane to watch how skilled he is. And yet at the same time, what did this win tonight really do for him? Something. I'm not suggesting it didn't do anything for him. It did a little something for him. It really showed like the depth of skill. Consider that, and again, these are different divisions, different realities, but consider Poatan had a fight with the 8th ranked guy, and that was a little bit dicey, tooth and nail for a while until Poatan's skill took over and he got the spectacular finish. But that one was tough. This was the 10th ranked guy, and it wasn't even close. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't close at all. What does that do for your resume? Certainly adding another name and a fighter of this quality, it adds something. But we were having these conversations like, dude, with one more win, he ties Anderson Silva's consecutive win streak of 16. This was his 15th consecutive win. Like, he's doing so much right. I don't know exactly how this will feature into any kind of discussion about where he stands all time at lightweight due to no fault of his own. But I will also say this, and this is just my personal opinion. I cannot prove this. It's just my opinion. Okay? My opinion, for whatever it is worth, my opinion is that I think Arman would have suffered the same fate tonight. Now, maybe not the first round, maybe not 405, maybe not even by finish, but he would have lost tonight. Like, Islam is just a step ahead of everyone in that division. He could make an error, and that could be costly to him. And so for that reason, and because the champion has responsibilities to the division, these title fights need to be made. But I will say that I think Arman was not really ready for a rematch. And that might sound crazy because they fought, 5-6 years ago. Arman's gotten a lot better. He was clearly the number one contender, like, deserving of this opportunity. But I don't think it would have worked. Islam is 33. I think you've got Tsarukyan at 28. Tsarukyan's one of these guys who has been able to advance his career by getting better, absolutely, but a lot of relying on scrambling and athletic ability, and against like more technically refined, experienced challengers, that ends up having a limit. And I think he would have found it against this guy. I actually feel like, in a way, Arman dodged a bullet here, because he's going to have, I don't know if he's going to get an immediate rematch or immediate rebooking anyway. And if he doesn't, he's going to have to earn it. And that's going to mean maybe one or two more before he gets back there. I don't think two more, but maybe one more to certainly get back there. More time to season and give him the skill development that he needs. Like, I think Islam would have been ahead of him too. So the point I wanted to make was, certainly having Tsarukyan as a title defense would have added a significant amount to his resume. I don't mean to suggest otherwise, but you're still dealing with a pretty similar kind of phenomenon. Again, this is my opinion about how that fight would have gone. I don't know that. Where he's just like, I don't know who his real rival is at lightweight. I don't think he's got one. Like, who are you spotlighting in the division is like, you know what, that guy might give him trouble. You're like, okay, you could say Arman, that's true. And again, he earned the opportunity, but I don't like, skill for skill, I don't think they can do what he can do. You're like, okay, Gaethje Hooker winner. Certainly those guys on the feet could be very problematic for Islam, but on the ground, like, probably not, right? Islam probably runs him over, and it's really up to him about when that happens. Like the Michael Chandler, I don't know. Patty, probably not. You know what I mean? Like, you're going on the list, like, who is the rival down there? And so what someone watching this might be thinking to themselves and saying is, oh, well, you're just giving us reasons why he's great. I am telling you that he is great. He is so obviously the pound for pound best fighter in the sport. We're going to talk about that in just a second, but hold on. What I'm trying to say is, he is competing at a time where he doesn't have, in my opinion, the requisite kind of opponent to really make full use and demonstrate just how good he is, to really get these super significant and important wins etched into the history books. Either because he's got these last minute replacements that are kind of fucking him up, where he's fighting Green, what's not a title defense, but fighting Green on last minute notice, fighting this guy on last minute notice, taking Volk on last minute notice, essentially. All of these things are not necessarily, like, when you really examine them, like, well, how tough were these experiences to get over? And yet I just don't feel like it's so unfair to say that, because he's amazing. Okay, let's talk about the pound for pound thing for just a second. Guys, Look at how good Islam Makhachev is. He took a top 10 ranked opponent today, and when he put the terms on of the fight more favorably for him by taking it to the ground, which by the way, he was able to do the very first, like, dude, once Islam took that fight to the ground, it never got out of there. One shot was all he needed, took him to the ground, finished off the fight there, and did it with this nasty choke, which by the way is like a combination of timing, like really understanding your body and positioning, skill, understanding the transition to lock it up. And like, again, I think he probably like let a little air out of the balloon to get him to roll to that position so he could catch it and then, move the fight forward in that way. Like it requires athleticism, skill, timing, experience, all these things. Boom, the willingness to go for it. Didn't even have it fully locked up in terms of using his legs to really wrench it, and then still close the show. Dude, like toying with these guys. And the notion that John Jones is A, even fighting competition nearly that good, and then B, dispatching them in some kind of way that is like as equally impressive as what you just saw from Islam Makhachev. Dude, get the fuck out of here. John Jones fought a corpse at UFC. Was it 309? He fought the ghost of Stipe Miocic, and I didn't think John looked bad by any stretch of the imagination. I didn't think he looked bad, but he fought a guy who literally retired in the octagon after he was done. Like that's how cooked he was. He hadn't competed, and we know the story, in nearly 4 years and hadn't won nearly 5, like the whole shebang, over the age of 40, basically retired at that point, formally retired in there. Took him to some 2 rounds and some change to really put him away. Islam, like that. Like it was fucking nothing. And they gave him 24 hours to prepare for the guy. Like nothing. Dude, what he can do, the mastery that he can lord over the division, even if I want to say the division hasn't had that proper turnover where the young guys coming up push out the old guys and all that stuff, even if I want to say that, the level of ability this guy has overall in terms of what he can do, the speed with which he can apply it, the phases and dimensions of the game over which he has mastery, where a top 10 guy in the world can't even make it out of the fucking round with him, who, by the way, is a black belt in jiu-jitsu and experienced and trains with one of the top teams in the world. Like what? What? It's absurd what he can do. That's the pound for pound best guy in the sport. And you all know that I have great fondness for the game of Ilia Topuria. He ain't there. John Jones definitely doesn't deserve it. Not even close. They cannot do what Islam Makhachev can do. And in the case of Topuria did great, but in the case of Jones, it's not even in the same fucking universe of achievements. It's a fucking insult that what is he, number 2? Let's see where he's ranked, actually. I would love to see this. Let's see. Where is old John ranked when I pull up UFC.com/rankings? Let's see what they come up with here. I don't know what's going to say. We'll find out here in just a second. I think he's number 2. But, oh, here we go. Pound for pound. Yeah, he's number 2. Poatan is 3. Poatan's doing better work than him. Topuria at 4. Dude, you got John over Poatan and Topuria? Okay. No. Not even close. This kind of win is not the kind of win where, like, Saryukin was a number 1 contender, or beating another pound for pound guy like it was with Volk. I know there was 2, and then the last one was short notice. But like this was not a win over another pound for pound guy where you get that like clear evidence of like what he could prove on fight night against another extremely good guy, something like a Spence and Crawford. Those are 2 pound for pound guys when they fought, and then obviously Crawford dusted him. You don't have that, and so it doesn't have that kind of value when we're trying to assess it. But if the best you can do against a guy who's hanging on to his career by a thread is 2.5 rounds, and Islam can take the guy like, like the bus route changed and, just utterly unaffected by the world around him, and then got rid of this guy at 4 minutes and 5 seconds by locking up a choke on him and making him tap almost instant. I mean, dude, it's like the there is the gap between Islam and his peers in one of the toughest divisions in the sport, and versus John and his peers is like it is moronic to suggest that John Jones deserves to be number one pound for pound when Islam Makhachev is walking the planet. It is moronic. It is nonsensical. It is inane. It makes no sense whatsoever. You have to understand nothing of what you are looking at to think that these are roughly equivalent accomplishments. No, sir. No, sir. No, they are not. They're not. No. That Russian Bubba has a much tougher task, and it's looking better doing it. Sorry. Case fucking closed. Unless John beats Aspinall, we'll revisit the conversation. But for if what we're talking about here is, everything he did to light heavyweight, right? What's the most relevant and recent stuff we're talking about? Gone, absent, and then Stipe Miocic in 2024. Okay. Yeah. All right. I mean, I hope everyone understands the score at this point. Islam Makhachev is the best guy in the sport, irrespective of weight class. And the guys who are number 2 and number 3 and number 4, or is the ones who should be ranked that way, are still, I think, a considerable distance behind him. So now this leads us to a conversation of what should be next for Islam. People were asking if this was going to be his last fight at lightweight. It does not appear to be his last fight at lightweight. Does not appear to be his last fight at lightweight at all. He seems to have significant interest in still doing this. And I think, again, everyone was like, oh, if Bilal wins against Shavkat, well, of course he won't go to 170. But it turns out even if Shavkat goes, I think at that point Islam would fight him. But I don't know if he wants to do that necessarily either. Because remember, Shavkat Rakhmonov previously trained for a time anyway, early in his career by Abdul Manap, obviously the father of Habib Nurmagomedov. Kind of funny how it all works out. I'll say this, though. I was kind of down on the idea about Islam going to 170. Not that I didn't think he could win there. That was never my point. But I was just like, well, if the timing's not right, I don't really know what to do. And, what is he going to do? He's going to fight Topuria, another 45er. I don't know if he really wants to. I mean, he may end up doing that, but I don't know if he really wants to do that. But now I'm looking at this and I'm like, yeah, this guy doesn't have a peer at 55. Let's just be honest. He doesn't have a peer at 55. Now, Topuria might do some crazy stuff this year. We can, in the second half of this year, maybe have a different way of looking at it. But as it stands today, he doesn't have one. He does not have a peer. I don't know how to do this at 170 if he's not fighting for a title. I don't know if do we want to see him fight non-title fights at 170. I don't know if there's really appetite for that. I don't really know how to solve this problem for him. But I can just say that Islam going to 170 always made some sense for sure. I think now it almost makes, with the reality is Bilal and Shavkat being up there make it really hard for him to make full effective use of it. But do I think it makes more sense if he wants to get competitive fights to fight guys at 170? Yeah. Like I mean, it's obvious because it's up a weight class, but I'm just saying, like, I'm not even sure if he can get. Dustin kind of overperformed against him, but fell short in the end. That's true. But I just, given who's left in the crop there, Armin's going to get an opportunity. I understand, but I don't know. I'm just not. I'm trying to explain. I'm personally not convinced that the current crop of lightweights really offers him any kind of dynamic challenge. And for that reason, I think his time in that sense could be better served at 170. The promotional challenges make that difficult. But Islam is in a tough position because he is, in my judgment, generationally great. But as I started this conversation with, if he is not able to get the kinds of opponents more regularly, because he's had some, but more regularly, that add meaningful weight to a resume, some things I think, he's already accomplished enough where I think he's already going to go in the Hall of Fame. And then, you tie, with one more win, if you tie Anderson Silva's record and whatnot, like we're trying to assess ultimate greatness here of lightweight. Is Islam Makhachev the best lightweight to ever do it? He's one of them. He's now got more title defenses than any other lightweight champion in UFC history. Benson Henderson had 3. BJ Penn had 3. Frankie Edgar had 3. Islam now has 4. But he needs better names. Now, of course, fighting at 170 doesn't add better names because you're at a different weight class. We're talking about better names at 155. But I don't really know what to do. Wait for Arman, see how that goes. Maybe he'll surprise. Maybe Arman will get a great win. Who's to say? But I feel like this guy's got a really, really kind of weird situation where he is so obviously insanely talented. And it's so clear that he is. And you would want to make effective use of this guy by giving him all kinds of fun promotional opportunities. But surprisingly, there aren't as many as you might imagine, just given the state of things. You might say, oh, we could have matched him up with Conor. Conor would probably take that fight. But of course, who knows what the fuck's going on with him in any capacity. So there's that. We want to take him to 170. Well, that's a bit of a problem too. Oh, you can make him fight a 45er. Yeah, but he just fought that 2 times. Like, why? It's just this weird moment where he can't. The fight game, as you guys know, is typically built off the young feasting off the old, but it's always this transference of star power. It's always this, what does this individual matchup confer in terms of what I can take from it? There's just not necessarily the best situation for him in 2025 yet. The game can, the worm can turn where he's able to really have these slam dunk cases for where he belongs all time. But I can just say, like, on the eye test, does he pass the eye test? Jesus, the level of dominance that he is able to easily wield over his like top ranked peers is like absurd. It's absurd, and there's just not a lot of other guys like that in the fight game. In fact, I don't think there's any other guys like that in the fight game, although, Topuria and Poatan are close. If you've got a question about what's next for Islam, please fire something into the super chat. It'd be appreciated. I don't know if there's even, do we even look at the stats on this fight? Here, let me blow this up so you guys can see it, and then I'll move along. I mean, there's not much to say on this. Yeah, look. Here's your stats from the fight. This is it. Islam landed few less punches. They attempted the same, basically, in total in terms of total strikes landed. Islam got 1 of 2 takedowns because the first one failed, and then he obviously had control time. He got the sub attempt, and that's about it. Let's see. Islam was headhunting, and you could see Moicano much more working the leg kicks the whole time. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. There's not a whole lot to say about that one. Pretty straightforward. Let's talk about that co-main. Let's talk about the co-main. In your co-main event, Merab Dvalishvili, how about this? Defeats Umar Nurmagomedov 48-47, 48-47, 49-46. Now, these numbers I do want to see. We'll pull them up in just a minute. Wow. What a job by Merab. What a job. Cards on the table on this one. Cards on the table for me. I thought that this was going to be the breakout moment for Umar Nurmagomedov. And I believed that because I thought he had certainly better striking, and I still think that, although it doesn't really matter if you are tired. However, better striking. I thought he'd be able to offensively challenge in the takedown department, and then I thought he'd be able to stuff the takedowns enough where it would kind of slow him down, Merab, a lot, and then he'd be kind of forced to strike on the feet, and it would be essentially Merab's undoing. And for 2 rounds, it basically looked that way. I know one of the judges had it 49-46 for Merab, but it looked that way. It looked like for the first 2 rounds, that's what you saw. You saw phenomenal takedown defense by Umar. You saw that through the 5 rounds, but I'm just talking about the first 2. Phenomenal takedown defense by Umar. Excellent counterpunching. Merab walking into problems, getting caught, and getting lumped up for it throughout the process. And you're like, okay, well, this is going basically how I thought. I thought Umar might have had a little bit more success offensively wrestling, but more or less how I thought. And then it just all kind of turned. Merab put more pressure on him. Merab dude, Merab shoots these takedown attempts. He doesn't give a fuck if it scores. He's just trying to make you work. That is it. He is, I mean, yes, sometimes he's really trying to get you down, but a lot of times he's not. A lot of times he's just going to make you work because it is nothing to him to just throw another takedown attempt at you. Now, I can't just, run in and get hit, but like in terms of like, oh, what's it going to cost me to like try hard to do this? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. It doesn't hurt him at all. So he just makes you work and makes you work and it just drags you down. And you saw him just putting more pressure on Umar, getting hit less. I thought he made better defensive, had better defensive awareness with better entries in the third round, and then the fourth round began to pour it on, and then the fifth round, Umar, I thought, stormed back through like the first 3 minutes of that round. He was winning it, but then Merab kind of stealing it late, just staying on him, winging the overhands, shooting the takedown. If that doesn't work, shooting the next one, Matt returning him, taunting him, staying in his face. Dude, Merab had to. It's like men's tennis, right? Women's tennis is only 3 sets. Men's tennis is 5 sets. You see someone lose the first 2 sets, you're like, dude, you now have to come back and win the last 3 goddamn sets, which is a long, grueling, arduous process. And Merab does it no problem. Now, I guess with one of the judges, he wouldn't have had to, but with 2 of them, he would have. So he had to win those last 3 in the way that he did in order to really rescue himself here. And that is exactly what he did. Dude, that is an all-time performance for bantamweight history in terms of the championship end of it. More generally, but specifically the championship end. That is one of the best. Like, if you had to ask, what are some of the best title-winning, title-defending performances, title fight performances at bantamweight, that one's got to be, if not at the top of the list, certainly close to it. Being down against an extremely worthy adversary and then wearing him out with cardio that can only be described as, in my opinion, not just the best cardio today in MMA, it's the best cardio I've ever seen of any fighter at any point in MMA history. I have never seen somebody like Merab who has the capacity for labor with the recovery that he's got. I've never seen cardio like that in my entire MMA, NHB watching life. That's the cardio king, bar none. It's shocking what he can do. It doesn't make sense what he can do. It's absurd that someone has this kind of aerobic and frankly anaerobic capacity that he can put it together. He has a motor like nobody. He's got a motor like nobody now. He's got a motor like nobody ever. That's what he's got. It is unparalleled what it allows him to do, because you can't really say the reason why he beat Umar was because he was technically superior. He was very good defending the takedown, so he was technically the match in that regard. And obviously he had good takedowns, but look at what Umar stuffed. Dude, Umar stuffed 23 takedowns. Merab attempted 30, only got 7 of them. Only he had to defend 23. It wasn't like he couldn't do it. He could scramble his ass off. It's actually pretty impressive. But it was close. You can't say Merab like, oh, the reason why is because he was just like, it was like the reason why Islam won was because he was just technically superior, right? Like, and maybe athletically too, but like definitely he's technically superior. You cannot say that about Merab. But what you can say is he swings the axe over and over and over and over until that fucking tree falls. That is what he does. And it's so unusual because nobody else can keep that up in the way that he does. And it allows him, I think, against these guys, Aldo, Jan, Cejudo, fucking O'Malley, here again, Nurmagomedov. These are often guys who have, in several dimensions sometimes, better skills than him, but they just get run over. If you're durable, if you have good cardio and you have a good wrestling game, dude, you can do a lot with that. Well, what if you're really durable? And what if you're very good at wrestling? And what if you have the best cardio MMA's ever seen? It just kind of washes over everyone's game because they are normal humans and they can't perform like that. That is the best explanation I can possibly give you about this. Yes, the takedown defense was extremely technical from Merab, and some of those takedowns were also very, very technical. Yes, I'm not saying that, but on the feet, like, he's not winning because he's fucking Roy Jones Jr. He's winning because he tightened up some things for sure, but it's just persistence. Dude, he weaponizes, not just people think, oh, he weaponizes cardio. Yeah, he does. Dude, he weaponizes persistence. That is what he is, because he got landed on and it didn't matter. Let's look at some of these numbers here if we can. We'll take a look. Dude, look at this. Okay. Merab landed 111 significant strikes. Umar 104. Pretty like a significant strike percentage, almost the same. Merab threw more, not a ton more. 7 of 30 takedowns. That's, by the way, low for him. 2 for 15 for Umar. Let's see the round by round numbers. That's the one that I really want to see. So Merab was about equivalent numbers here. Umar had more in the second round. Okay, and he had the takedown. All right, fair enough. Third round, it was, again, relatively close. Fourth, you could see Merab begin to peel away. And then Umar landed more in this round, but he had the 2 takedowns there, and he got that one shot that had bigger impact. Let's look at the targeting. Merab targeting 63% to the head, 27% to the body, 9 to the leg. That makes sense, going to the body and the head. And then something similar from Umar, neither of them really attacking the legs. And again, just about everything at distance. There's really nothing surprising in that particular sense. I'd have to go back and look at some of the numbers individually for Umar. In terms of like what his, let's actually take a look. What are his common standards? 4.5 strikes landed per minute. Yeah, I mean, he's performing about, but I think this was the max. Like, I don't think that's the most Merab could do, but I definitely think that's the most that Umar could have done tonight. He had not much left to give, right? So you look at these numbers. Attempted 246 strikes, attempted 15 takedowns, defended 23 of them. This is the most he had to give. How much riding time did he accrue? 1:37. That was maximal effort from him. So, like, where are we going to go from here? Okay, you could do a lot of different things. You could do Umar Yan if you want to make Yan go another one. You could do Merab Yan 2. But as I mentioned before, Merab just kind of really ran him over. I don't know if there's really a mandate for that one yet. That's an interesting one. You could do the O'Malley fight again. You could do Merab versus O'Malley. I think that fight would be completely fine to do. Or you could do Umar versus O'Malley. Winner gets a rematch. You could do, if you wanted, O'Malley versus Yan, or Yan versus Umar. And yeah, I mean, there's a few different permutations where Yan fits in. Sounds like what they might do is just go right back with Sean O'Malley, but it's hard to say. I will say this. I think if Umar can tighten up a few things, I still believe he can win this title. Certainly, no question about it. Sean O'Malley is dangerous enough to wreck him and get the title. I don't know if that's the likeliest thing to happen, but it's certainly on the table. But I would still favor Merab to win that one. I guess I'm just going to point out, if O'Malley didn't knock him out and Umar couldn't get the title from him, I don't know exactly who is the guy who is going to do it at that division. I think, again, Umar can, but I think he needs a little bit more time to work on some stuff. So right now it's like, dude, he's your champ with a bullet. This was in my judgment his toughest challenge in the division, and he did it. He fucking did it. It's just insane. So Merab attempted 48 strikes in round 1, 58 in round 2, 58 in round 3, 82 in round 4. Jesus, 4 of 9 takedowns. That was his best round by far. And then 47 he attempted in round 5. A better round for Umar in round 5, but not enough. And then 2 of 12 takedown. Dude, 2 of 12 just in round 5. That's like everyone else's entire fight. That was his round. That's insane, dude. That's what I mean. 12 attempted takedowns. So his number looks like shit. Oh, you whiffed on 84% of it. So what? So what? It means absolutely nothing to him. Nothing. Couldn't give a shit less. Super, super impressive. Merab, I thought leading into fight week, and the whole time this thing was announced, I thought he had a weird vibe to him, like he didn't want to do this, and maybe he didn't. Maybe he really felt compelled to. Maybe he felt forced to. There is some indication about him saying the UFC kind of pressured him to take it. Folks think that is like unusual. It is not unusual. That is like they put pressure on a lot of people a lot of times to take a lot of fights. It's kind of how business is done. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but it's kind of how business is done. But what I'm going to point out is I did think he looked weird, and I did think he sounded off, and I don't think he necessarily wanted it, and for good reason. Again, like your first time defending a title, you have to go fight a Nurmagomedov guy, and he didn't have to get as many wins to get here. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. He seemed to be angry a lot. He seemed to be off a lot, and I thought that might derail him. Nope. We said this before the fight. So many times guys get disrespected, and it really rattles them, and they lose focus, and they can't be the same guy anymore, and blah, blah, blah. And then sometimes people get insulted and they get made fun of, and it steals their resolve. This was one of those cases that I feel like it steeled his resolve. He didn't panic when he was getting like hurt in the first and second rounds, or at least landed on. He didn't panic. He just stuck with it, tightened a few things up, worked on better entries, went more to the takedowns. Again, he didn't go for, round one. He went for 1 takedown in round 1, 3 in round 2, 5 in round 3, began to pick it up there, then 9 and then 12. Right? He didn't just turn the intensity up until later, but when he did, man, he never really looked back. And then, to do this when you feel like the promotional world's against you, maybe you feel like some of the fans were against you, maybe some of the media. Certainly I thought Umar was going to win. It seemed what he proved with what he can do tonight. I wasn't sure that he could beat anybody with a somewhat unrefined, technically skilled game, especially in the stand-up, but with unlimited cardio. I didn't know if he could beat anybody. For sure he can beat anybody at 135. For sure. No question about it. That is how gifted he is. And how special and unique that skill set is. You may never see someone else like this again, who can weaponize cardio, perseverance, however you want to describe it, like he can. I've never seen cardio like this. Not even. I've seen some people do some crazy stuff and get in really good shape. This was He is remarkable. Truly historically unusual cardio. Elsewhere on this card, Jiri Prochazka defeating Jamahal Hill via TKO at 3:03 of round number 3. Here are Jiri Prochazka's wins in the UFC. Let's talk about them. How old is he? He is 32 years old. These are his wins in the UFC. Right? He's got a bunch of fights in Ryzen. Here's in the UFC. Volkan Oezdemir, great win. Dominic Reyes, great win. He stopped them both. Glover Teixeira, that was a crazy-ass fight. And he won. Then he loses to Poatan. He comes back and he beats Rakic. And he loses to Poatan again. And he beats Jamahal Hill. He's got some great wins. I'm not saying that this was as insane as the Glover Teixeira win. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying this was as brutal as the Dominic Reyes KO, which was fucking brutal. Really, even the Volkan Oezdemir fight, which was also kind of a thing. And, whatever. I'm not saying that. What I'm telling you is, I said this on Friday's MK, and I've been saying it for a while. The thing that drove me nuts about Jiri is not that he wasn't mentally tough. It was not that he wasn't a good athlete. It was not that he couldn't win fights, even when, with some of the issues he was experiencing. But that he was underperforming because he wasn't taking defense seriously. He just didn't have defense. And fans are like, oh, we love him for it. No. You can take if you transform a guy's style into something he's not, yes, you will get a lesser version of them. But there are degrees of improvement that you can introduce into a guy's game without really transforming their style. You're just tightening it up. And lo and behold, look at the results when you get that with Jiri. To me, he didn't take nearly as much damage. He still got lit up a little bit, no question. He got lit up a little bit, but he didn't take nearly the same kind of like just awful damage that he normally takes. He was super intentional about the way he's setting up, looking at that, like looking going high and then coming over the top and doing those blitzes off of the rear hand, putting things in combination, left straight, right hook. Dude, he looked so much better to me tonight. Not completely different guy, but the guy you knew, the guy you liked, taking defense seriously and setting up his offense methodically, right? We prepped this. We're setting it up with our range management, whatever else we're doing, and then we're going. And it worked. And it worked throughout the entire fight. They had Hill waiting a little bit, kind of running into stuff, and they caught him every time doing this. And some shots landed with more authority than others, but it worked. Dude, this is all I have been asking of him. And he can keep going. There's like still more he can do. You always want to be who you are. You change a fighter style, you change what like their style is a function of their personality. But you can't take that rationale too far. Oh, well, I don't want to change it because now I'm changing her personality. Dude, like some things work better than others. Keep some of the same offensive rhythm. Keep some of that uniqueness. Keep some of that off-balancing stuff that he does. But, try not to take as many punches. It doesn't matter how cool your style is. If you're getting hit too much, you're gonna underperform. They're gonna underperform, and he did. I mean, maybe even if he had better defense, he still loses to Poatan twice. Maybe. But that second fight didn't need to go as badly as it went for him. He got his ass whooped in that one. He was never really in it. And it's because his hands were like way fucking down. And then Poatan was able to dude, you can't give Poatan free shots. And so you heard him say, I wanted to do better about, keeping my hands up. And maybe that was like literally doing this, but also just, thinking more defensively about what he was doing. Look at the result. Look at that result. That was a tough fighter he had in front of him, a guy who's got good power, who had a lot of time to get ready for him, who had talked a bunch of shit, the whole 9 yards, and he landed, and he was tough, and he was durable, but in the end, it was actually like I thought what happened in the fight was what Jamal was going to do to Jiri, and instead it was what Jiri did to Jamal, rocking him. He kind of recovered, rocking him again. He recovered, and then basically polishing him off there at the end of the third. That is what he did. Impressive as shit. Super impressive. And a testament to the fact that offensive identity and defense can go hand in hand. You cannot credibly make the argument you can't take defense seriously because it would impede on your style and then expect to win a UFC title. You just can't do it. You can't do it. Or in this case, recapture it. Can't do it. It just won't. You will not. Even if you grab the title, you're not going to hold on to it for very long. Case in point. But if you can tighten some of this stuff up, and he's still in his athletic prime, he looked to be physically in tremendous physical condition. And I loved the setups. Look low, go high, blitz into him, make him chase, crash him when he does, intercept him on the line, which they did. And by the way, you saw a speed difference between them. I think you saw a power difference between them. I thought Jiri looked like the much better athlete of the two between them. So I give Jamal Hill credit for being tough. We'll talk about him in just a second. But that was a good-ass performance by Jiri, and the kind of growth that is necessary for anybody, I think, to believe. I mean, you can just wishfully think he's going to get back to a title keeping his hands down, but you have to meaningfully make the right steps like these. Now I think you can say, hey, he might actually get a title, or at least fight again for another one. That seems to be on the table. Where would you put him? Folks were saying in the chat you could put him maybe with Jan. That's something you could do. That's up there. Maybe give him Poatan again. I would imagine if Ankalaev wins, they're going to make Ankalaev fight Poatan twice, so that might make it hard. But I just want to say, remember when he was like, oh yeah, I'm going to go to 185. And I'm like, dude, said it on the live chat. Why the fuck would you go to 185? You're going to lose 20 pounds. Forget about sitting in darkness retreats. Forget about trying to get down to 185 pounds. Just take defense seriously. And you already have everything else that you could possibly need. A great chin, a fighter's mind, like all the experience, phenomenal athlete, big power, explosivity, all that stuff. Just tighten it up, and you have everything you need. And that's exactly what you got. And that's exactly what he delivered. There was a question before this fight about how bad it was going to be for the loser, right? Like, what kind of, can the loser save face from all of this? And I don't know the answer to that. I think that Hill probably earned some people's respect from this because he was tough. He went out on his shield. You know, he had a modestly respectable performance. But, you know, he definitely showed real determination and, like, yeah, he showed that dog in him. Like, he did. You have to give him credit. You can say whatever else you want about him, but he did. He showed that. People were saying a fight against Khalil Roundtree, I think, is true, but, like, or good for him. But, like, you know, he wanted that fight against Poatan again. And he even said, oh, well, you got dominated. I just got caught. But now what are you supposed to say? Right? You're telling Jiri, oh, you got dominated. I got caught. Okay, but now you went head to head with him. And I don't know if I would say Hill got dominated, but he got cleanly beat. You know, he got stopped. Holy shit. You know what I mean? Like, it went bad in the end, right? Now what do you have to say? Like, your entire identity that you had kind of sold to yourself as well as to the public is in need of some revision at this point. I'm not saying he has to give up on himself, but it's the same. I'm asking him to do the same thing that we were asking Jiri to do, different kind of situation. But, like, in the case of Jiri, like, you know, take other parts of the game seriously. I think I do think that Jamahal Hill trains hard. I do think he takes many parts of the game seriously. I also think that, you know, he's got some well-rounded issues as well. Also, coming out with the double knee sleeves, it's just like an old guy move. And again, one more time, that athletic difference between them. Like, I thought Hill was moving in slow motion at times. When he could get close and he could tee off in combination, especially off the collar ties, that was nice from him. That was gritty. That was nice. And it was effective. It was damn effective. All those knees to the body were good too. When he can really get it, like, here, phone booth fight a little bit, like, Jamahal Hill's tough, super tough. But it was the range game. The range game is what ate him up. He had to cover distance. And as he covered distance, the quicker guy who was setting it up was able to get to the target quicker. And that just played a huge, huge role. And then, how about this for Jiri? Pull, bop, bop. Dude, he hit it with the pull 2 counter. Pull, backhand, bang. How nice is that? That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. Give me more of that. You're not rushing into shit like you were before. You're setting up your offense. You're using your athletic gifts. Dude, I don't have any complaints about that. I got zippy complaints about that. That was fucking awesome. So I don't know exactly what's going to be next for either guy. I don't know that I saw a guy tonight that I really believe can beat Poatan, if I'm being honest with you. I don't know if you guys did either. Maybe you did. I don't know. But I definitely feel like that was a big redemptive performance for Jiri, and that's enough for right now, certainly. For Jamahal, I thought he was good before. I still think he's good, but he's still got a lot to work on. And is he all the way back from that Achilles injury? I don't even know. You know, wearing the double knee sleeves is obviously not an Achilles, but like, is he having problems up the kinetic chain? I don't really know. I don't know how to answer that one, if I can be honest with you. So, all right. Elsewhere on this card, if I can, very quickly. Jailton Almeida defeating Sergey Spivak. Sergey Spivak hit a takedown and was looking awesome in this and then got reversed. And then they stand, and then out of nowhere, Almeida hit him with a big shot and he couldn't recover. Like, dude, Spivak was looking good, like, right up until the end. Good win for Almeida. He'll probably be a title contender. And they need that. They need somebody who can, you know, be a fresh face in that division. And I guess Almeida fits the bill. So there's that. And then in your opening bout on the card, Rainier de Ridder taking on Kevin Holland, 3:33 of round 1. Dude, Holland looked terrible. De Ridder got the first takedown on him. I think worked from guard and then passed, took the back, and then just choked him out like it was nothing. And I'm like, what the fuck was the point of that? I thought Holland was going to, like, you know, sprawl on him, work the sprawl and brawl, maybe, you know, use his long range. He's got an 81-inch fucking reach, 81-inch reach. Where was I don't understand what I don't know what, dude. Kevin Holland at 170 is a better option for him. If he doesn't want to live that way because he doesn't, it's his life. That's fine. He's not optimizing his chances of victory. And you're like, oh well, how much does he need to optimize? I'm like, I don't know how much like the right amount of optimization is. I can just tell you he's lost 4 of his last 5, and in those 4, the last 2 he lost via stoppage. The last 2 of those were against guys at 185. Like, what the fuck are we doing? I didn't get that one at all. I thought, I'm glad DeRitter's here. I like DeRitter. I think he's a good fighter, but that didn't tell me much. Did it tell you guys a lot? Didn't tell me much. So it's like, oh, DeRitter's good at passing and subs. Yeah, he is. So what? You know what I mean? Like, and I don't know. A weird one. I don't understand the Kevin Holland's like career strategy. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It's his life. He gets to make the choices he feels are best for him, but a lot of them seem suboptimal, I think is the way I would put that. Before we get to the questions, quickly from the preliminary card, Hownie Barcelos defeating Peyton Talbot and just working him over 30-27 on all 3 judges. 30-26 on one of them. But essentially, Barcelos wins all of the rounds. Peyton Talbot slowly kind of came back in the second and then even more in the third, but not enough. He got overwhelmed. His takedown defense looked bad. His scrambling looked bad. Not a great night for him. Azamat Bekoev looked amazing with his ground and pound. Grant Dawson had a workman-like win over Carlos Diego Ferreira. It's a good name. Will it come as a great surprise that Eileen Perez twerked? It's her party trick. Gafarov getting a win over Nakamura. Dude, Nakamura looked terrible. He didn't wrestle for shit, and he got hit on the feet. He would turn Gafarov. He would change angles and then not throw. I don't know what he looked terrible. Bernardo Sopai looked pretty good against Ricky Turcios. Had a hard time negotiating distance, but was still landing on him enough for it to matter. And then Tagir Ulanbekov defeating Clayton Carpenter. In the case of Carpenter, undefeated before. Nakamura undefeated before. Talbot undefeated before. And Nurmagomedov undefeated before. And now all 4 of them have losses, courtesy of UFC 311. All right. If you've got a question for the Super Chat, we'll take a look at it now. Or a comment, either one. Carl says, I misread the bet and put Islam via KO, not sub. Likely? Well, you got your answer. Javi says, McGregor loves that muy caineo. I don't think that's how they say cocaine. Hadley says, for at-home viewing, LA Dome better than the Las Vegas Sphere. I will have to take your word for it. Carnage says, do you think Islam can beat Anderson's win record? Yes. Yes, I do. I think he can. Gigi says, I threw a few curveballs tonight, but I'm recently doing well, so I wanted to support you. Much love from Ireland. This gentleman has something nasty to say about McGregor. And then Free Palestine. Jeffrey says, Talbot thought he could win off vibes and took an L. I don't think he thought he could win off vibes. By the way, back to this guy. I do appreciate your support. I'm sorry about that. I don't think he thought he could win off vibes, but he overestimated like how just ramrod straight he was. Like, you can't do that. Nasir says, Luke, I remember years ago you gave the greatest rant on Snyder, Commander's Owner, winning today versus Lions. How time flies. I can't believe anything about this season. It has been more fun than I could possibly tell you. This gentleman became a YouTube member. Thank you, my friend. Wikipedia has it as a Bravo choke. It's just it's an old school name. It's just an old school name. Colin says, had this chat on instead of commentary. What a blessing. When's the last time a whole entire pay-per-view main card was that decent? I don't know. It's been a while, but we knew it was good on paper. Lewis says, thoughts on IFC ruining Islam's legacy? 3 straight opponents that shouldn't have been in there on UFC ruining his legacy. 2 short notice changes and DP because they needed a main event resume is weak due to UFC schedule. That's the other part too. It's like, they should wait for Islam to get these fights against guys who we want to see him against. But like, the UFC's calendar doesn't allow for it. So that's another component here. Like if Islam was in charge of his career, you might see him wait to get opponents that matter more to him, but he doesn't because he can't. The Shillman says, "You're the man. Thanks for all the great content. Also, love the Tim Welch collab. Hilarious moments." Yeah, thanks. He was asking me, like, what do you eat when you're high? I was like, cheese? I don't know. Thank you, Derek. Michael says, "I feel bad for Islam. People are going to discredit him again due to another short notice opponent when it's not his fault. What champ other than maybe Alex would have just decided not to fight? Probably, I think most of them would have been like cajoled into fighting. But I get your point. Like pound for pound, number one in the sport. Like, you know, taking an insane risk. It's what he does. How much does the winner of Bilal do for Islam's legacy? It won't do anything because they're not going to fight." No Chill says, "Luke, where do you rank Merab all time at bantam?" He's certainly top 3. I think, you know, he just needs a couple more title defenses before I can just give it to him. But I wasn't sure he was going to get there, and he might get there. David, is Islam the lightweight GOAT? Not yet. Not yet. He's got a little more work to do. Zenpai says, "Tip of the hat and respect to Moicano for stepping up, but everyone and their mama knew Islam would win comfortably." Yeah. I did see that Demetrius Johnson was like, it's going to make it a better fight. And I'm like, it's like, DJ, I love you, and you had a phenomenal career, but I don't think that's true. The bad guy says, "Love Chuck, Luke, but please get Jed for every pregame preview. The energy that he brings is unmatched." We'll do our best. We'll do our best. We have to fly him up. We don't have an unlimited budget, so we got to be careful with that. Rufus says, 155 is hardly the only division lacking contenders. I don't understand how the sport has become more saturated but less deep. Well, that's how it gets more saturated. It gets thinned, not deepened. Right. Oops. Zach, welcome to the party. GJ Brass says, Volk, Oliveira, Poirier, Moicano, all been 145ers. Yeah. I mean, in fairness, Volk, still a 45er. Oliveira couldn't make it now if his life depended on it. Neither could Poirier, and neither could Moicano. So, like, they were, but that's not really accurate of, like, what they are. Mike says, Islam's best 145 proven what? I don't know what that means. Red Commanders pulled it off. I know, bro. I know. Aquabuda says, huge return to earth moment for Talbot, but he seems to have solid foundations that can be improved upon. Definitely. Do you think he will be able to overcome his clear grappling wrestling deficits? That is up to him. That is up to him. I don't know how to answer that. Gamer says, could you please, after watching co-main again, discuss if Umar won on damage? I feel Merab just put a pace but did not meet the scoring criteria to win, e.g. in the 5th round, he did nothing to win the fight. I'll have to watch it again. My initial reaction in real time was that it was close. Could have gone either way, but that Merab did enough, but I'll have to watch it again. Zenpai says, Topuria will be truly humbled on a global stage if he... I don't know what the fuck these words are. Islam, and it goes to the ground. It's netter for him to just continue to finish featherweights. Okay. Uncle Dana just admitted Islam is the number one. But yeah, he's been that way, Dana. He's been that way. Dude, he's been that guy. Dude, that's an insane donation. Thank you, my friend. Would love to have seen Armin, damn it. Him versus Gamrot was possibly the greatest fight to showcase wrestling and grappling without ever accepting position. Also, shout out to Talbot, who seemingly was able to accept any position on the ground and leave with more energy than his opponent. Yeah, it's insane what he was able to do. And by the way, thank you very much for the donation. I appreciate it. David says, it's almost like Merab is on EPO or something. I'm not saying that. I'm not accusing anybody until they fail a test. Serrano concept. Merab is like Deontay Wilder in the sense of he doesn't need to be better technically than his opponents because he has a God-given gift. Yes. Wilder's his power. That's true, but yes. Yes. Merab versus Pantoja. That's an interesting one. You could do that. I don't think it sells, but you could do that. Robert says, what is your opinion would be the worst matchup for Khabib and Islam? Would it be a Yoel Romero type at 55, Olympic wrestling pedigree with knockout power? I said this on Inside Fighting this week. It's like, imagine if you could give Ilia Toporia's striking to Armin's wrestling. I think those guys, but that person doesn't exist. But like, if you combine those skill sets, I think that guy gives Islam problems. Yeah. TJ says, if Islam has different affiliations, would be calling for Khabib to come back and face him. This plays a big part in him not having a peer at 55. I think that's partly true. That doesn't mean that we could goad the other guy back, though, you know? This gentleman writes, shout out to Chocolate City, DC. Jay Daniels and those Commander boys look good out there. Thank you, sir. Congrats to them, and thank you for your hard work, Luke. Thank you, my friend. Yes, they do look fucking good, do they not? I cannot believe how well it has gone. Michael says, the Cali Commission released purses. Merab made 500 Gs and Islam made 200 Gs, according to MMA Junkie. That's just what the payout that the commission gets reported to. That's not what their full payout is. Joshua says, just because Jaden Daniels has been printing me money all season. Yeah. Thank you, my friend. Look at this. Them Commanders from Justin. Thank you, my friend. Alex says, Luke, thanks for another great donk stream. Commanders killing it. JD5, best rookie QB playing with that swagger. Best rookie quarterback in the fucking history of the sport. And Anthony says, why don't we see more East Asians doing good in sports? They do really well in sports. Are we inferior genetically? No, I don't think that's right. In fact, I think East Asians are incredible sportsmen. The Japanese men's wrestling team right now is like fucking everybody up. And the Chinese weightlifting team, both men and women, is the best one in the world. JN says peak MMA was MK 3 times per week. Yeah, we couldn't do it again, though. I wouldn't want to do it again like that. Okay. Oh, let's do one more here. Ken says, Dana mentioned that it's back to the drawing board for Armin. Immediate thoughts and what's next for Armin? I honestly think he needs to get a couple of wins. And I know that sounds crazy, but I think it's what's best for him long term. Before getting back to fighting Makhachev, trying to fight Makhachev, work on your game. Dude, look at how good he is. You're not going to go in there and, like, if you're Merab, all bets are off. Okay? If you're Merab, all bets are off because of what you can do. But if you're not Merab and you have, like, even very exceptional but normal human cardio, you're not going to beat Islam with just rise and grind. It doesn't work it's not going to work. So you have to have more finesse, and he doesn't have enough finesse. That's what's missing. Finesse. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Fucking Commanders. Can you believe them? They did it. And Merab did it. And Islam did it. And a bunch of winners did it tonight. So did you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't. We'll get more content out tomorrow. And then on Monday as well. We'll have a lot of stuff going on. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I've been doing this for 3 hours now. Probably time to call it a day. Thank you guys so much. Get some sleep. Until next time, stay frosty. Bye.